listening to Cullman Community Radio's Cullman County Sports Channel. Tonight's broadcast will begin in about 1 minute. To Cullman Community Radio's online channel for sports in Cullman County. Tonight's broadcast will begin in about 30 seconds.
It's an exclusive presentation of the Cullman County Sports Network, powered by Cullman Community Radio. Cullman's Live 95.
Malin's going to call his own number. He's got a hole. 20, 25, 30. Malin in the open field, 40. Malin across midfield. They're not going to catch him. Malin to the 30, to the 20. Malin's all alone at the 10. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Spear up the right side. Can he get in? He's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
This is Friday Night Live, Season 10.
All lines up in the backfield. They send a man around. It's going to be a jet sweep. He takes it off the right side. Got a hole. Cuts loose. So down to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
Great. Back to handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown for Hansville Bulldogs.
It's time to turn the page from August and the dog days where it gets really, really warm. We are now in September, which can only mean one thing. It is time for region football. Your Good Hope Raiders leave the happy hunting grounds of James Shable Stadium and travel I-65 south down to Jefferson County as we are now at Wildcat Stadium in Fultondale, Alabama for tonight's Class 4A Region 6 game featuring your Good Hope Raiders and the Fultondale Wildcats. We appreciate the Fultondale Wildcat Blue Pride Band playing our national anthem. Sorry, we did step aside there to honor America for the playing of our national anthem. Your Good Hope Raiders come off an impressive win last week as we hosted the West Point Warriors and got the 42-7 win with a great defensive effort and a stellar offensive effort. Fultondale comes into tonight's game 0-2, two tough losses to 5A schools, first to the Fairview Aggies and then the Central Point Eagles last week. I want to bring to the broadcast now the Good Hope Raider play-by-play, Mr. Tony Thompson. How are you tonight, Tony?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, actually. This is the Adam Maker at Mitch Chevrolet pregame drive. And, Tyson, we have two very good teams here on the night. Fultondale doesn't seem like it, but like you said, they play two 5A schools. This is a 4A school, which we have a roster right here, and all you see is 9 10s. 9-10. Like, you don't see many seniors and juniors. This is a young team who's trying to figure out their squad again, and they come in and, man, they're super athletic. I have the opportunity to get to watch film during the week to get to know these teams better. So this is a team that's, as we've talked about with the coach on the sideline, this is a trap game. You know, our guys may come in here thinking they've already won this game, and you can't come into any game like that, really. And we've got we saw them on the sideline. I couldn't tell if they were just locked in or they were just dead. They just didn't really have no life to them out there. But it could be a whole new team that comes out of that locker room.
Well, and you bring up a great point. I'm hoping that our team is looking at this as an opportunity. Once again, this is the first region game of the year. This is the first step towards the state playoffs. You have to win the region games, and this is a big one. We're going to learn a lot about our team tonight. We're going to learn about Coach Scott's Good Hope team, and as you said, speaking with him before the game, they seem laser focused, to be honest. We were able to talk to a few of the coaches also pregame on the field, and they had some really good feelings tonight. Looking across the way, it looks like we got a good crowd coming in from Good Hope. So if you're listening in on the 95.5 app, Alt Channel 2, we appreciate y'all. A couple other games going on tonight that 95.5 will be broadcasting on the Big Stick, and Alt Channel 1 is Tommy and Dylan. They will be doing the Cullman and Athens game, and then Chris and Joe will be bringing you Fairview at West Point,
which will be a fun matchup. As we played West Point last week, and we beat them pretty good. And Fairview, who's coming in 2-0, and they played Fultondale, and then they played a team that was also pretty good. So we'll get to see what they look like against another county foe, and that'll give us some extra hope going into the end of the year, because we all know who we end with. We end with Fairview at Fairview this year. So
that is correct. Just looking down at the captains getting ready to go out to the middle of the field, reminded me of some pregame chatter we had. Number 2 for Fultondale, he is their bell cow. He's going to be their go-to offensively and defensively.
Yeah. Number 2 here is, we're going to name off these captains here. Number 2 is Ross Christie. And by the way, you don't really often see this much, but that is a freshman leading the team out here. That is a 9th grader coming out here being your captain. We also got number 55, Cedric Pearson, and number 74, Brian Brockman. And for your Good Hope, your captains are number 75, Tristan Grun, number 13, Tucker Screws, number one,
Tucker Keefe.
My bad. Tucker Keefe.
It's okay.
So we got too many Tuckers out here. Number 1, Mason Drake, and number 0, Carter Rutherford. As they meet in center field, we'll get the coin toss here in a minute.
I did have a chance to talk to Tristan Grun, number 75, after the game last week, and you know,
he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. I got to speak with him too.
He had a well of a game last week against West Point. He had probably 4 or 5 big pancake blocks in that game.
Yeah, if you get a chance to, when you're out there beside them, you get to see their new pancake stickers they got on the back of their helmets.
I did not see those.
No,
okay,
we got new pancake stickers on the back of their helmets.
That's great. Coach Scott, he apparently is rewarding those guys that fight down there in the trenches.
But as we get a coin toss here, I'm going to just thank the sponsors who actually give us an opportunity to do this every Friday night. Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Maker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox Stanberry and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, who we will get an update from the big glass scoreboard later on in the show, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's.
Once again, we appreciate all of our sponsors and sponsoring Cullman County football on the Cullman County Radio Network and live 95.5 WRJM FM low frequency. Low frequency? I forget what it stands for.
Looks like Fultondale won the toss and they elected to defer, so Good Hope will start with the offense first.
We will start on offense. All right, good deal. So we'll get to see Parker Johnson and the rest of our weapons coming out to start the game.
While they get coming out on the field, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the on the Good Hope Raider Sports Network.
By the way, it's low power, by the way.
We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network.
You know, we have one of the coolest
endless places right here in Cullman. It's Cleaning and More Cullman on County Road 437. Cleaning and More Cullman has reliable and professional residential and commercial cleaning services tailored to your needs. And I know because we use Cleaning and More Cullman at the Warhurst Team Realtors for our buyers and sellers. Cleaning and More Cullman is more than just cleaning supplies. They have janitorial supplies like trash can liners of all sizes, cleaning supplies, mops, brooms, paper towels, they have it all. Plus concession stand and restaurant supplies like cups, cutleries, plates, to-go containers, bags, straws, nacho trays, even popcorn bags. Cleaning and More Cullman has it all. Need climate control storage? How about 10 by 10, 10 by 15, and 10 by 20 units? And they even have the U-Haul trucks to carry your stuff. You can check them out at cleaningandmorecullman.com. You can get info at cleaningandmorecullman.com, or the way I like, you can dial them up at 256-736-9944. 256-736-9944. Cleaning and More Cullman. County Road 437. Under the big white sign with the U-Hauls.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Good Hope is going to receive the ball. We'll see the offense come out and work first. Back to receive, it looks like it is number 0, Carter Rutherford. Number 21, I think that is, yes, I believe that's Carson Hollis. And I can't see a number over there, but I'm 99.9% sure that is Mason Drake on the far side.
Yeah, Fultondale will be kicking off and going left to right on the radio dial. Good Hope in their road whites, some of the best looking uniforms, as Tommy Warhurst used to say, and he's right, they are. The white helmets with the feathers, the white jerseys, red numbers, white pants. Fultondale will be wearing their home blues, blue helmet, blue jersey with orange numbers and orange pants.
Back to kick for Fultondale is number 33, Jose Moda. As we got a delay happening, we did not have the scoreboard ready. It is now ready.
The drone needs to be back behind the goalpost. We're going to wait for the kickoff until the drone moves.
We have a delay until the drone moves. And
unfortunately, I believe that's our drone.
I believe we use that for film. So we might not be getting any overhead film this week.
So looks like Mr. Montgomery is waving them on, and looks like the drone gets to stay.
Yeah. All right, here we go again.
Ball teed up on the 40. Moda approaches.
Here's the kick, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds, so that'll be a flag. As in this sport, you cannot kick the ball out of bounds on kickoff.
Yeah, it should give us really good field position to start this game. Put it around the 40, maybe the 35. Looks like
we'll get an exact spot when they put the ball down. I believe it's going to be the 35, though. Yes, I believe so.
I believe you are correct. It will be 1st and 10 from the 35. Just underway here at Fultondale Wildcat Stadium.
They have yet to place the ball, but yes, it is going to be the 35. So Good Hope will set shop at the 35-yard line. Parker Johnson in the backfield at quarterback with Mason Drake to his left as we work right to left here. We've got trips wide high on from our perspective. And I don't know what the holdup is.
Looks like we got Drake in the quarterback position. Parker has actually moved out to the slot on the right.
We noticed that a lot last week. It actually surprised me seeing some Wildcat formation last week, but I like it.
Well, it's great when you've got an athlete like Mason Drake who can absolutely fly and break tackles and run inside. It doesn't hurt to run a Wildcat every now and then. And we have another delay, and I have no idea what in the world's going on. Can't blame the drone. The drone is not there anymore, so that's not it.
Here we go. As we line up, Mason Drake in the backfield. He takes a snap, going right through the middle, breaks a couple tackles. Oh, and he's going to be drugged down right around the 50-yard line. That is good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down.
Yeah, Drake got a great block from Carson Hollis there, and then Tristan Grun, like we talked about in the pregame, had a big pancake tackle on that play, so we'll be looking for that. Big number 75 on the right side of the line absolutely leveled a Fultondale defender there.
We're back to the line. It looks like Parker is in the backfield this time. Yep, drop back to pass. Looking over to his right, and that is Tucker Keefe. He breaks one tackle. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Raiders. But there is a flag. We will see what is going on. We have a Fultondale player down on the field at around the 45. He's up and moving, which is always good to see. I expect this one to come back.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Cody Stevens got a little bit of jersey there. Yeah, that's going to be the call. Happened right at the 45-yard line. Really nice setup. Parker rolled right, had the play set up for Keith. Keith made a really good catch and took it to the house. Unfortunately, looks like we had a hold on the outside. And after the mark off, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's now going to be 1st and 15 from the 45. Once again, just underway here at Fultondale. Less than a minute played. Still no score. 1st and 15 for the Raiders from the 45.
Parker Johnson in the backfield with Mason Drake to his right. Here comes Rutherford in motion. He keeps it on the quarterback sneak, and he breaks one tackle down the sideline. And he gets pushed out right around the 35-yard line. That'll be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down.
Yeah, really nice play there by Parker. He brought Rutherford in motion, brought the defense with him, and then he just tucked it and took it over the right tackle, had a big hole, stretched it to the outside, and got about 20 yards on the play for a Josh Phillips first down.
We've got two running backs in the backfield. Mason Drake is one of them. Swinging out right is Carter Rutherford. Looks like, Mason Drake with the keeper. And he's going to be brought down shortly after the line of scrimmage. He's about 1 yard to up to the 34-yard line where we will have a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, a little eye candy there, bringing Rutherford out of the backfield. Left the middle open there for Drake. Good defensive play there by the Wildcats. Makes it 2nd and 9. Here we go again.
Parker Johnson in the shotgun. And he got a man to jump. Number 11 for Fultondale. That is LaQuentin Pee-wee.
Just call him Pee-wee, remember?
Yep, Pee-wee. That's a hard name to...
Pee-wee Patton.
Yep, that's a hard name to get...
absolutely.
Get used to, but...
You know, and I know you noticed it last week, Tony, we did that a lot against West Point. I think they had 4 or 5 offsides against us.
Here's Parker Johnson back to pass. He's looking deep. He's got a man deep. Number 4, Aiden Young. Touchdown, Raiders. What a beautiful, beautiful pass by Parker Johnson, the junior leader of this squad.
Wow, that was what a route by Aiden Young. He did a down and out to the deep corner, and he just outran the Fultondale defense, and Parker Johnson just laid it right into his breadbasket for the easy pitch and catch for the Raider touchdown.
On to kick is number 98, Chase Pruitt, for the Raiders for this extra point. Here's the snap. Hold looks good. Kick was up. And once again, it is good for Chase Pruitt. 7 for 7 on the regular season for this young stud.
Yeah, it's a good-looking kick. Like you said, Chase Pruitt has been a nice breath of fresh air this year for the Raiders. So we go up 7-0 with 10-10 remaining in the first quarter. Fultondale will get the ball for the first time tonight. But a very impressive opening drive for the Raiders, Tommy.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful opening drive.
Even with the 10-yard holding call, they were able to overcome it in only one play with the 20-yard gain by Johnson, and they just marched right down the field. They had no negative plays. Had one play that was up the middle to Drake that only gained 1 yard, but for the most part, they got gashing yards every play.
Yeah, we threw the ball twice, and both of them were touchdowns. One of them was called back for holding. But, I mean, that's what Good Hope's wanting to do this year. They're wanting to run the ball. And when you're not expecting it, we're going to bomb you over top like we did with Aiden Young right there, who that is his second touchdown on the year so far, and he is only a junior. Back deep to receive for Fultondale, number 15, Cordarius Davidson. And I believe that's number 3, George Lewis on the other side. Yes, it is. Chase Pruitt in the back, ready to kick for the Raiders. He places it on the tee. Tee is at the 40-yard line. You can't miss him with them bright orange shoes on he has.
I noticed that pregame. He's got some bright shoes on. You're not going to miss him.
Here's the kick, and it's a good one. It's a little pooch. That is brought in. That is number 6. I am sorry, but a bunch of Raiders. We've got a... There we go. We brought him down. That looked like Carter Rutherford. Well, actually, there was a sea of white jerseys, but Carter Rutherford. The main two were Carter Rutherford and Hunter Miller on the tackle.
Yeah, the good thing there is Coach Scott and the Coach Pruitt, the special teams coach, they know how explosive this Fultondale team and these athletes are. And so he came in with a plan. He did a really nice pooch kick all the way to the sideline. That's 22, and our coverage was there, and he only got about 7 yards on the return, so you cannot argue that. So it's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 29.
I'm having a hard time seeing jersey numbers. I will get you the quarterback's name as soon as possible. But here's the snap, and that was a misplay right there. Quarterback for them is number 2, Ross Christie, which that play was messed up from the start. It was supposed to be a run play. The running back come to the right side of the quarterback, and he was looking left.
Yeah, Christie got lit up. Mason Drake absolutely came in off the right edge, and when he let go of the ball, Drake put his face mask in his chest, and the quarterback was looking for a call from the official, but there was nothing there. The interesting thing was Rutherford almost picked that off, and if he does, he walks into the end zone.
Christie gets snappy, fumbles it back, and he's just going to have to eat that one. That's going to be about a 10-yard loss. I see Cody Stevens getting up with his hand up. I believe he's the one that got back there first, but brought in by a couple more guys, one of them being number 19, Ross Clark, who had a big game last week against West Point.
Yeah, I see Riker Hancock in on that play, also number 8. But that
Braden
was
Kofer.
Yeah, Kofer. But that was all Cody Stevens there. He absolutely, when the quarterback lost the snap on the ground, it was like a swarm just came in on him, and he had nowhere to go. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 20.
Christie in the backfield. He drops back to pass. He rolls left. Makes one man miss. Makes another man miss. Makes a third man miss. And he is not going to go any further. That is going to be a gain of no more than 1 yard.
Yeah, that was the concern Coach Scott had. These guys are athletes. They are definitely athletes. He broke 3 easy tackles in the backfield, and it was finally brought down when a couple of guys came in. Hunter Miller had him, number 27 had him, and he was just able to escape. So that's a concern to be looking out for, throughout the rest of the game.
Now we're in punt formation, and they have their offense on the field, so unless they don't go too far back with a punt. Nope, that's easy. Yeah, that's a very, very bad kick.
Yeah, they tried to, and we were not full. Rutherford was back deep, and they tried to do an up snap, and the young man, just
number 3, George Lewis was the one that punted on the play, and I don't think that punt went no more than 10 yards, Tyson.
I don't think it did either, but here we go. Good Hope in excellent field position. They are at the Fultondale 31-yard line. 7:41 remaining in the first quarter. Once again, your Raiders up 7-0 already. Let's see if we can add another touchdown right here.
Yep, Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his right. Rutherford in motion. Here's the snap. Hand off to Drake. Drake up the middle, and he's going nowhere. He's stuffed at the line.
Give Fultondale some credit there. They were ready for the play this time. They had four blue jerseys waiting on Mason as he crossed the line of scrimmage. How he made it, well, no, they gave him no gain. I was wondering. So, yeah, 2nd down and 10 now from the 31 of Fultondale. Let's see if we can maybe work something a little wide to see if we can ease up the inside middle there for the Fultondale defense.
We're going to come out in the pistol now with Mason right behind the quarterback. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Riker Hancock up the middle. Bulldozes a man over. Here he keeps going. And he's brought down at around the 18-yard line where we've got 2 different spots.
Number 8, Riker Hancock. That was just good fight there. He was hit in the backfield, broke a tackle, and then scooted up and managed to get 11 to 12 yards on the play. It's now 1st and 10 from the Fultondale 18 now, so he got 13 on the play.
That is also good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down. But here's the snap. Parker Johnson looked back to pass. He swings it wide to Mason Drake, who Carter Rutherford just threw his man right into a tackle right there.
Yeah, I think, Tony, it's pretty obvious what Fultondale's defense is keying on right now. Anytime Mason Drake even gets close to the ball, they're swarming him. That was another good play by Fultondale. They were ready. It's almost like they're spying number 1 for Good Hope, and with 2 players, Mason did not have a chance there.
No, not at all. But here we are, 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Your score here is 7-0 Good Hope. Parker Johnson with the looks as the quarterback, a couple yards back. Mason Drake right behind him in this formation. Here comes Bird in motion. He's going to squat down right behind the line. Here's the handoff to Mason. He's going to break 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and there's a flag on the field.
Number 1, Mason Drake. Brought down by number 7.
Yeah, once again on 2nd and 15, we went with an inside draw play with Bird leading the blocking, but there was a penalty, and it's going to be a sideline warning against Fultondale. So no penalty.
Could be a sideline warning for Fultondale.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 12.
Well, we've got an official's timeout, so we're going to take one with them. We'll be back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Your score here with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left is 7-0 your Good Hope Raiders over the Fultondale Wildcats. As we set shop here, it's going to be 3rd and about 15 from the Fultondale 23 for your Good Hope. We're working right to left. I see Parker Johnson in the backfield. This band is getting really loud. I hope that's not here to bother him, but here's the drop back to pass. He looks over to Rutherford. Rutherford's got plenty of people downfield to block. He breaks 1 tackle, makes another man miss, and he's brought down.
Yeah, once again, Fultondale not trying to give up a big play there. They let the screen develop, and they had plenty of pursuit to chop down Rutherford on the play. Does bring up 4th down. He did get good yardage out of it, but it was already 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14.
Actually, it is 3rd down. Oh, I thought it was 4th down, but I guess the sideline warning, we took the acceptance penalty because we gained nothing on the play.
Okay, my bad. I really thought it was 4th down.
I did too.
We'll call it 3rd and 8 from the 15 then.
Here's a snap. Johnson looks back. It's going to be a quarterback draw, and he's going to get lit up at around the 15-yard line by Fultondale.
Right there, number 7.
Once again, not the exact play call you would like on a 3rd and 8, but
it looked like they were trying to catch them off guard. And once again, give Fultondale credit. They've done some scouting, and they saw that play coming. It is 4th and 7 from the 15, and we're going to go for it. I really thought we might try a field goal here, but we're going to go for it.
Here's a snap. Parker Johnson dropped the back. Mason Drake open on the side. Swing upfield. And he's going to dive.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be absolutely close. I don't know if he got it or not, as we don't have the best angle. Mason Drake saying he has it.
Mason says he's got it, and looking at it, I believe he is correct now that we get a better look at it.
And they're going to bring the chains out.
They are going to measure it just to make sure, but I believe he has it. Great play call there.
Yes.
Mason snuck out of the backfield and was wide open. Now, once again, the Fultondale defense did recover. And I'll tell you what, Fultondale's coming off field thinking they stopped him.
It looks close from here, but at the same time, we don't have the best view.
We have a terrible angle. That is correct. So they're going to bring the chains out. They set them, and they're going to stretch.
And I think he's short. Yep, he's short.
He must have been really short because the head referee really got down almost to his knees to measure that one. So it couldn't have been short by much. Just a couple inches. But once again, credit the Fultondale defense for stopping Mason there. And give Mason some credit also. When he saw where he was, he said, uh-oh, and he did try. He dove, and it was really close. So give everybody, that was just a great play all the way around by both the offense, by Mason Drake, and great throw by Parker Johnson. Just came up just a few inches short.
Fultondale's going to set shop at around the 8-yard line. The Fultondale 8-yard line is going to be 1st and 10. Your score here is 7-0 a Good Hope with a little over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Christie's in the backfield. He takes a snap. He's looking right. And he's going to take it upfield for about a gain of 3.
Ball carrier is going to be number 3, George Lewis.
Actually, George Lewis was on the play right there. I'm telling you right now, for the folks listening, it is hard to see those jersey numbers from here.
Yeah, we talked about this pregame, Tony, that they have the dark blue jerseys and the dark orange numbers, and the font is extremely small on the back of the jersey, so it is difficult to see.
Well, here's George Lewis again, running down the left side, and he's going to get a gain of about. Yep, there's a flag. I believe that's going to go on Fultondale, as Fultondale's guys just celebrating like he done something.
Yeah, let's see what they call there.
The game was about 2 or 3.
Yeah, they've got it at the 15 right now. Personal foul against Fultondale is the indication.
Yeah.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal.
They were blowing the whistle, and 55 had Bird by shoulder pads, and he was trying to drive him into the ground, and Bird just stood his ground, and he just kept going and kept going. But that's going to back him up, which is going to be a half a distance to the goal. So it's going to be about a 2nd and 11 from the 7-yard line of Fultondale, as we got mass substitutions coming in for Fultondale.
Yeah, this is they're bringing some of their
that looks like
skill.
A speed.
Yeah, so watch out for anything going deep or anything going to the edges here if you're Good Hope.
Christie takes a snap. He drops back to pass. He's looking deep. He's going to break a tackle, and he's not going to get away from that one. Ross. Excuse me. Yes, Ross Clark.
Ross Clark, number 18. Big sack there for Ross Clark. He worked his way around the edge, beat the left tackle. The quarterback was able to get away the first time, but Clark kept working upfield and was able to bring him down for a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13 now from their own 5.
This will be huge to get off the field here because, as we've seen the last time, and that could have just been a bad punt, but as it looked like last time, they don't really have much of a punter, so it'd be good to get off the field here. But here's Christie with a snap. He's looking right. He's going to run it upfield. Makes one man miss, but he's not going to get past the second one.
That's Mr. Kane Anderson, number 16. Big play by Anderson. Brings up 4th down.
It looks like the punt unit is coming out on the field.
The thing I liked about the defense there is it looked like he had an opening. It was almost like they baited him into taking off that time, and Anderson was sitting there waiting on him in the hole, and it was like, uh-oh, and Kane Anderson just said, you're not going anywhere, and held him to about a 5-6 yard gain out of it, so 4th and 9.
There's a snap. There's the punt, and once again, it's just not a good one. It's going to go out around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, we're going to get the ball around the 30 or so.
Yep.
And once again, we have to take advantage. We unfortunately came up a few inches short on fourth down last time we had it this deep. Let's see if we can take some advantage of it this time with 1:39 left in the first quarter. Once again, your Good Hope Raiders up 7-0 over the Fultondale Wildcats in this opening region game for the 2025 season. Class 4A Region 6.
Looks like number 1, Mason Drake, is going to be taking this snap from about the 32-yard line. And there he goes up the middle, makes one man miss, trucks through a defender, and he's going to get a gain of about 4 up to the 28 of Fultondale, where that's going to set about a 2nd and 6 for Good Hope.
Yeah, once again, that was just power football up the middle. He went right behind number 75, Tristan Grun. Good blocking up front by Kofer and the rest of the gang.
But Parker will be taking the snap here. I am liking the Wildcat formation for Good Hope. It is a cool look this year. But here's a snap, and that's going to be a false start. I seen someone.
Yeah, I think Mason took off just a little early there out of the backfield. He was ready to hit the hole, and you know, in a game like this, when you should be the better team, and you cannot have penalties like this. We've already had one touchdown taken off the board by holding call earlier, and now we have a pre-snap penalty.
Well, this is going to be 2nd and 11 from the 33-yard line. Your score here is 7-0. A little under a minute left in the first quarter. Your Good Hope Raiders are up. And they're going to get another pre-snap penalty. I think this band is getting to them.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row where we're just not in sync with the offensive line. That one was on the offensive line that time, so that's going to be 5 more yards. It's going to bring us to a 2nd and 16, this time from the 38 of Fultondale. So once again, we get excellent field position, and we end up going backwards after a positive first play. So 10 yards and penalties, Coach Scott cannot be happy right now. And Coach Witcher is probably going to have some good words for these young men when he gets back to the sideline.
When they get back to the sideline. He's rolling right, left-handed quarterback rolling right. If he looked deep, he had Aiden Young, but he finds Rutherford on the sideline, and he dropped it. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 16 from the Fultondale 38. Once again, like me and Tyson talked about, you have to take advantage of these fields they're giving y'all. I mean, this is the second time we've started in the plus territory from about the 35 both times. But here we are.
This will be the final play of the first quarter as we have 4 seconds remaining, but the clock is stopped with the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 16 for the Raiders from the 38-yard line of Fultondale.
It's going to be 5 wide set here, as Parker Johnson is the only man in the backfield, I would expect. And we're going to get some kind of call here. 11. They're going to put 11 seconds back on the clock.
And it looks like Fultondale's taking a timeout.
Yep. Looks like we're going to take a short one with them. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network.
Hey, Cullman drivers, are you tired of the hassle and confusion when it comes to buying a car? Well, we've got fantastic news for you. Meet Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet in Cullman, your go-to guy for a no-nonsense car buying experience.
Hey, folks, Adam here. You know, buying a car shouldn't be stressful. That's why at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, we pride ourselves on transparency, trust, and there's never any BS at MS.
That's right. Adam Aker and the Mitch Smith Chevrolet team are changing the game.
I live and breathe Cullman, just like you. So when you step into our showroom, you're not just another customer, you're family. Together, we'll find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs and budget. Remember, Adam Aker, Mitch Smith Chevrolet, what's not to love?
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clinton & Moore Cullman. Good Hope set shop here at the 38-yard line of Fultondale, 5 wide. It is 3rd and about 16. Here's Johnson with the snap. He's looking downfield. He had a wheel route open, and there's the flag.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a defensive hold. I'm not sure who the receiver was. Who was
number 21, Carson Hollis.
Hollis was breaking free, and the Fultondale defensive back just kind of reached out and grabbed his jersey. Let's see if it's enough for first down. As you know, in high school, pass interference is not an automatic first down. But you're right. The wheel route was open. I'm not sure if Parker just didn't see it. There was also a free runner. It looked like Bird was a free runner also. And maybe Parker just zeroed in on Hollis there. So
it's going to be 3rd and 1, which it must have been a hole because, I don't know. It's a 15-yard penalty.
It may be.
Usually it's going to be a first.
I never saw him make an indication. So we're going to go with the defensive pass interference.
I would hurry up and snap it. You got Rutherford wide open. They're not going to get it. But here we are in the pistol formation. I fully expect him to either keep this or hand this to Mason Drake on a 3rd and 1. Yep, here's the handoff to Mason Drake. And we're going to get a pre-snap penalty. As we wait on the indication here. Actually,
it's an illegal substitution call. I was wondering, they had too many men in their defensive huddle. If you saw the Wildcat running off at the last second, so that will give us a
first down. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down from the 18-yard line. Once again, your score here 7-0 Good Hope. There's 2 seconds left. This is going to be the 3rd final play of the quarter, as we have should have ended the quarter on the last 2 plays.
But as you say, you can't end the quarter on a defensive penalty. So
here we go. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff to Mason Drake up the middle. Trucks through 1 man, and it takes 2 Wildcats to bring him down, but not after a gain of 5 for Good Hope. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Once again, your score here, Good Hope 7, Fultondale 0. Tyson, I do want to talk to you. This is the first time I've ever got to see this beautiful field that they have here in Fultondale. The turf looks good. We got to go out there and walk on it. It seemed like it was some great turf. And it looks good. The orange end zone with the blue numbers, the Wildcat in the middle looks good.
That's going to bring up the end of the first quarter.
And then on the other end, they've got the color scheme reversed. They got the blue end zone with the orange lettering.
Yeah, and it says Wildcats on that side, for Fultondale on the left side here. But once again, I do want to thank our sponsors who give us a chance to do this every Friday night. Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox Stanberry and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of Odin's Auto Glass, why don't we go ahead and do an Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard update. Playing in the first quarter, it looks like Cullman has a 9-0 lead over Athens. Playing in the first quarter, Fairview 14, the West Point Warriors 0. Playing in the first quarter, Gordo 20, the Hansville Bulldogs 0. No score at Vinemont and Phil Campbell. Holly Pond up over Sylvania 6-0 in the second quarter. Playing in the first, Susan Moore with a surprising 14-8 lead over the Cold Springs Eagles. And in the first quarter, Shoals Christian and Addison up 17-0.
Well, here we go. Start of the second quarter. Parker Johnson keeps the snap, and he's going to fall down. He's going to get a gain of about 1.
That's going to be a quarterback keeper, number 7, Parker Johnson.
Yeah, something we talked about pregame, and
number 11, Steve Weed.
Until you see it in action, how athletic these young Wildcats are. Parker Johnson had a hole there, and then all of a sudden he was run down. Yeah, he was run down immediately. So these Wildcats are going to be, if they all stay together, they're going to be a force in the next couple of years.
Well, here's a snap. Parker Johnson out to the left. He's going to run it up the middle. And it's going to be a gain of about 8, but there is a flag. Yep, it's going to be coming back, holding on the offense.
Once again, another holding call. Holding calls right now, the bane of existence of our offense. Once again, Johnson had taken that one down for an easy 1st and goal from inside the 3, and now we're going to be backed up after the 10-yard penalty. But here we
go. It's going to be about third. After the spot, it's going to be about 3rd and 13. Ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line, it looks like.
Is that third down? Is that correct?
Yes, it's going to be 3rd and about 13 from the 22-yard line.
Well, look for Johnson to maybe do a quick play action and look for Rutherford or Aiden Young deep, probably going for the end zone here.
Tucker in motion here. He's going to fake the toss to him. It's going to be a screen pass to Mason Drake. He's got all the field up here, but there's a holding call as Aiden Young had his receiver or had his DB held.
Mason Drake said there is laundry on the field. It's going to be, I think, holding against Good Hope.
Man, right now is holding. That is another holding call. That is going to just be...
Yeah, I think you're going to see some of this addressed at halftime in the locker room with Coach Scott. He and Coach Witcher. This is 2 plays in a row we get holding calls that wiped out big games. That is the 2nd touchdown of the night brought back by way of penalty.
By way of holding.
By way of holding.
This is going to set shop here, and we're going to be
3rd and 25, give or take. No, not that.
No, it's going to be about 3rd and 18.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right, because
it's a spot of the foul.
Yeah, the holding was downfield. That is correct. Yep. I apologize. So still a lot of work to do.
It's going to be about 3rd and 18. They have a 4 on theirs, but it's actually 3rd and 18. There we go, where they fixed it. But 5 wide, Parker Johnson in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's looking right. He's got a man in, and he looks deep. What a throw! And that's got to be a flag. There it is.
So we're going to have another pass interference call against the Wildcats. I'm not sure who the receiver was.
And I see a bunch of fans down here saying it was uncatchable. That is not a rule in high school.
In high school football, that is not a rule.
It doesn't matter if it's catchable or not. If you push someone over or tackle them,
and unfortunately for that young man from Fultondale, he absolutely tackled the receiver.
Yeah, he tackled the receiver as he was going to be probably open in the end zone.
I don't know if, and the fan, to give the fans credit, I don't know if that ball was catchable. I don't know if he even lets him go, if he even comes close to catching it. But once again, that is not the rule in high school football.
But here we go again, a personal foul where we still have a 3rd down. So I need to get up with that roll.
4.
But here's the snap. Johnson going to keep it up the middle, trucks his way through, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down.
That's going to be a quarterback keeper for 7.
Yep, it's going to be about a 7-yard gain for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down. Your score here, 7-0 Good Hope in the 2nd quarter. 10 minutes and 33 seconds left. Good Hope is setting shop here at the 7-yard line of Fultondale. Looks like we've got a heavy package here. And that's going to be a false start. I've seen Rutherford start falling forward.
It's going to be a false start against Good Hope.
Well, if you're the Fultondale Wildcat defense, the penalties giveth and the penalties taketh away. Once again, that is the 4th penalty on Good Hope in this drive.
And if you know anything about Good Hope football, when it comes to halftime, you don't even want to be a fly on the wall in the.
Yeah, we may be having to pay for a repainting of the locker room, the visitors' locker room, once the paint gets peeled off the wall.
But after the penalty, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 12-yard line after the penalty. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Here's the snap, and we got a delay of game.
So once again, we go from 1st down and goal to go from the 8. We have 2 straight penalties without even snapping the ball. Now we're 1st and goal from the 18. Once again, now let's give our team some credit. They've been able to overcome most of these penalties so far. You know, but once again, in a game like this, you have to play clean football, and I'm sure that's what Coach Scott's going to be telling them. You got to play clean football.
Well, here's a snap. It's going to be a sweep out to the left side. Mason Drake is going to be tackled at around the 11 or 10-yard line. I'm going to say the 10. That's where it looks like it's spotted. So that's going to be a gain of about 8, where it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line.
Got most of the penalty yardage back there. Most of it, not all of it, but once again, now we're manageable back at the 10-yard line. Once again, 2nd down, goal to go.
I like our chances with 3 downs from the 10 rather than 4 downs from the 20. So.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10
Here we go. Good Hope sets shop here at the 10-yard line. Johnson with the snap. Here's another handoff to Mason Drake up the middle. He's going to bulldoze through, and I see some more laundry on the field.
Yeah, that might be a face mask on Fultondale. Let's see what the call is. Now, granted, we are a long ways away. Let's see what the call is. Well, our guys are moving back, so it's going to be against us again. My apologies on the thinking it was a face mask. I'm obviously wrong.
Holding penalty. Going to be declined. Ball start.
We had 3 penalties on that play against Good Hope.
Yeah, we had a false start.
Well, no, it couldn't have been a false start. It's dead ball. It was an illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure, holding, and a chop block all in one play.
And the problem with the chop block, that's a 15-yard penalty. So once again, if you're Coach Scott, I think he's going to call timeout here and say, all right, let's get this cleaned up right now. I don't think he's going to wait till halftime.
No, this is – and listen, Good Hope fans, I hate to say it like this, but this is pretty much just embarrassing. At this point, this is probably our 8th penalty, 8th or 9th. It's pretty ridiculous. I haven't seen Good Hope have this many penalties in, just a little under a quarter in a long, long time.
Yeah, and once again, that's why I think Coach Scott has called this timeout. He's probably seen enough, and he's just going to go and say, "Look, guys, this is not good. We have to focus. We have to concentrate." As good as they looked on that first drive, and they even had a holding penalty that took a score off the board in that first drive. The last couple of drives have been just penalty ridden, and we have to clean that up. As we get later in the year, you cannot have these kind of games.
Oh no! When you start facing teams like, for instance, Fayette County and Fairview and Addison, who looks like they're going to be pretty good this year, you cannot have these mistakes. So this is something you have to clean up now, early on in the season. But as we're back, it's going to be second and goal from the 25. A little over 9 minutes left in the second quarter. 9 minutes and 13 seconds left. Your score here still: Good Hope 7, Fultondale nothing.
Yeah, the way they're lined up and the way they're acting, I think they're going to the end zone right here.
Well, here's a snap, and
there he is. There's Tucker Keefe,
and it's laundry on the field.
Parker Johnson's pass was going to be incomplete. His intended target was number 13, Tucker Keefe. Flag on the play.
And this one, once again, the penalty flag, give it to the penalty flag, take it away for Fultondale. This is going to be a personal foul against the Fultondale Wildcats.
We're just playing a game of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with these sticks right now. I know them sticks, them guys down there running the chain gang, they're getting their workout then tonight. As they don't actually have people running the chain gang. They have officials running the chains.
Yeah, they bring in the AHSAA officials to run their chains.
Which is a good idea.
All right, so that helps us a little bit. It's now second and goal. I don't even know what down it is anymore.
Yeah, we've run 28 plays, and it's second down.
Second and goal from the 15 now. Okay.
And we've got a stoppage here. It's going to be another sideline warning.
One of the Fultondale coaches is giving an earful to the side judge.
Which I don't know what he's giving an earful for. You're not getting no calls that Good Hope isn't getting either. Good Hope's got probably 5 more penalties than you do. But here we are. Second and goal from the 15. I know this is a chaotic drive, but it is second and goal from the 15. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his right. Looks like Rutherford to his left. Rutherford here. And it's going to be a handoff to Mason Drake. He's got one man to miss, and he's going to be in for the Good Hope Raider touchdown. And man, after the drive like that, it feels good to be in the end zone.
That will cure some of the ills right there. Once again, an inside handoff to Drake. He started outside, saw the lane open up inside, cut it back, beat one defender to the middle of the field, and he walks into the end zone for the 15-yard score.
I know we were talking about this pregame, how Fultondale is going to be super athletic and quick, but Good Hope's got just as quick athletes out there. Mason Drake is super fast. But here's Chase Pruitt out for this field goal. Holds down. Kick is up. And it's good. 8 for 8 on the season for Chase Pruitt.
Yeah, good to see that. We haven't had we had an all-state kicker in 2020, I believe, or 19?
Walter Perez.
Yeah, Walter Perez. That's exactly right. And
feels good to see a kicker.
Nothing against Robbie last year. Robbie did a great job, Robbie Ramirez. But man, I tell you what, Chase has really been working on his game for the last 2 years, and you can definitely see it paying off. He is kicking strong. He is really batting the ball through this year, and it shows. And it gives us another weapon.
In the past years for Good Hope, if you've ever came to a game, when you see the kickoff unit come out, you go, well, maybe we should go for 2, because it's been, and that's no hate to anybody. It's just been a rough couple years for kicking wise, and Robbie did a phenomenal job last year. Heck, Robbie had more tackles than I ever did in high school last year just on kickoffs alone.
Robbie was a headhunter on the kickoff unit.
Now, I don't see Chase Pruitt going out there laying some wood down. He might surprise me. But Robbie last year, that was a linebacker, and I've never in my life seen this. But that is going to be an onside kick, and it's going to be our ball.
And we have it.
I've never. And here comes some laundry.
I'm not sure. No one called for a fair catch there.
No one called for a fair. Actually, they didn't even have a chance to get under the ball, so they couldn't call a fair catch.
I'm not sure.
And the ball went almost 20 yards.
Yeah, just to paint the picture, it was a sky kick. We lined up over the ball, and we skied it sky high. Fultondale honestly didn't know what to do, and one of our guys actually ran in under it and caught the ball, which is legal on a free kick. I'm not sure, and automatically 3 flags came out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I see one official saying, hey, he caught it. It's been past 10 yards, so this should be picked up and waved off. It should be good.
Personal foul against Good Hope.
So they should just redo the down, but to me that's.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Which I don't see what the personal foul could be, because when you kick it off, you're allowed to hit him on a free kick like that. You're allowed to hit him.
And a personal foul, I'm not sure. And they're still discussing it because, I'm. And folks, I apologize that I'm confused.
We're all just confused. This game is
I would
chaotic.
think that I know the rules.
I hate to say it like this, but you've got 28 officials down there, and it doesn't seem like not the first one knows what they're doing.
So let's. All right, they're pulling. All right, here's the deal. If you can't give Fultondale the ball, the only thing I can think of is
no, they're going to give them the ball.
They're going to give them the ball from the spot where we caught it, and then add 15 yards.
This just sounds like
the only thing I can figure is they called a fair catch interference, but no one called for fair catch.
Well, my thing is you didn't hit nobody that called fair catch, and second of all. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is just chaotic.
I'm a little confused, but here we go. It's 1st and 10 Fultondale from the Good Hope 40.
My thing is if it's an onside kick, why don't you just fair catch it now? It went past 10 yards, we caught it. We didn't really hit nobody. We went down there and blocked, but I did not see a fair catch signal. I seen a Good Hope recovery, but if that's the case, if anybody's going to line up and kick off, you just have your 6 men down here in the field, and the hands team wave their hand up in the air, and it's supposed to be a penalty if they go get it. I'm not completely sure what the call was. They're still delaying this.
Yeah. Now
and they pick up the ball, and it looks like they're going to put them up even more. So I don't know. I see 14 headsets off on the Good Hope sideline.
They added 5 to the penalty. And I'm not sure what's going on. So Fultondale will start 1st and 10 from the Good Hope 35 now.
Oh, here's a snap, and it's way over his head. He's got to drop back. He's got 3 Good Hope Raiders in his face. He's going to get downfield, and it's going to be intercepted. That's Carter Rutherford, 50.
And
40,
Rutherford will not
30,
be caught.
20. 10-5, touchdown Raiders. And if you want to hear my thought about this,
that is
karma's a woman.
Ball don't lie on that one.
Ball don't lie. You want to take our onside kick away from us? Carter Rutherford, our pretty much all-state receiver, and now it probably could be an all-state DB with an interception, and he's going to take it back for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Raiders.
Once again, painting the picture at home on that. The snap went over the head of the Fultondale quarterback, and he ended up running for his life. Braden Kofer, I thought, was going to sack him, and I guess he thought so too. So he just kind of slung it downfield, and Rutherford stepped right in front. I told you earlier in this game he had one timed up that I thought he was going to get, and he missed it. This one he didn't miss and takes it about 60 yards to the house.
Well, here's Chase Pruitt on the kick, and it looks good. Waiting for the indication. It is good. Chase Pruitt, 9 for 9 on the year on field goals. Your score here, Good Hope Raiders 21, Fultondale Wildcats 0, 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network.
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Call the pros at Odin's Auto Glass in Cullman. From chips to full replacements, Odin's gets you back on the road fast. With honest prices, top quality glass, and service you can trust. Locally owned, family run, and proud to serve Cullman and North Alabama for over 40 years. Odin's Auto Glass, where safety meets service. You can call 256-734-2800 or stop by their location on Highway 31 North in Cullman. Odin's Auto Glass, we'll see you through it. Proud sponsors of the Cullman County Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Chase Pruitt here to kick. Maybe this time, if we get the ball on the 40-yard line, on the opposite 40-yard line, they'll actually give us the ball. But actually, we're just going to kick it deep. Fultondale here to receive it. He's coming down the sideline, and he's going to be stood up after a gain of maybe 4, maybe.
Yeah, once again, Chase Pruitt
and
puts that one.
a flag.
And another flag goes down.
Which I seen number 21, Carson Hollis, get put on his butt 10 seconds after the play, so I'm expecting this to be a 15. And okay, I was confused on what Chase Pruitt was doing. He was running back to get the tee. But, yes, Carson Hollis got put on his tail immediately after the play.
So Pruitt kicks it down to about the 23-yard line. Once again, great coverage by the Raiders defense, or by the Raider coverage team. He made it to the 27, and then that's where he was tackled. And then the scrum afterwards, and that involved Hollis. Here comes the call from the official, dead ball foul. Personal foul against Fultondale. Good call, Tony.
And we're going to get personal foul on Good Hope.
And they're going to be offsetting.
I didn't see anything Good Hope done wrong there.
And
you know
once
what?
again, I would not want to be near that sideline with Coach Scott right now.
Rutherford's telling this crowd to get in it.
So it will be Fultondale 1st and 10 from their own 26 now. Once again, I did not see anything.
All I seen was Carson Hollis. It was like 4 or 5 seconds after the play gets shoved down to the ground.
Maybe somebody said something. I guess.
That's what I'm guessing.
I don't know. But it is what it is. Let's play some defense. And
here's Perry with the snap. He's going to hand it off to number 3, George Lewis, and he's going to get about 7 yards. That's going to be that's going to set up 2nd and 3 from the 34-yard line.
I think that might be their biggest play of the night.
Yes.
I think so.
And actually, I think we have a quarterback change. I don't think that's the same guy in the backfield. But once again, sorry for the people at home. I cannot see the jersey numbers. But here's a handoff to George Lewis again. And I see some more laundry on the field.
That's been handoff to number 3, George Lewis. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like number 8 running the quarterback position now.
That's going to be Cameron White, a senior.
Don't quote me on that, because once again, I'm struggling with the numbers also.
It's either 8 or 9.
No, maybe 9, because 8 is actually the receiver down here.
Caleb Parker, a freshman, number 9. Once again, we are sorry. We cannot see these jersey numbers. Their jerseys are all squinched up between their pads. It's hard to see them from here.
And once again, like I said earlier, these fonts on these jerseys, I'm telling you, a full-size jersey, these numbers on the back of the jerseys are probably 10 inches at most.
Yeah, they're not big at all.
They're not big at all.
But that's after the mark-off of the 10-yard holding penalty by Fultondale. It's going to be second and about 13 from the 23-yard line of Fultondale. So we are working right to left here. Your score here, 21-0 Good Hope with a little under 8 minutes left. Here's the snap, handoff to George Lewis again, and he's going to get met right after the handoff. He's going to pick up about 2, but that's going to be a 3rd and 11 from the 25-yard line.
And was that Kane Anderson again, I believe, in on that tackle? Number 16.
I think so, yes.
I think we're also trying to set a record for the longest quarter in the history of Alabama High School Athletic Association. As we
got to be getting close.
We still have 8 minutes left in this second quarter.
We've got to be getting close. But here we are. It's going to be 3rd and 11 from the 25-yard line. Here's the snap, and he drops it, and he's just going to have to fall on it. So that's going to be 4th and 15 from about the 21-yard line. And once again, Fultondale just can't find nothing offensively. They had a good first play. Second play was pretty good as well.
Yeah, well, they would have had their first. They would have had their first down of the game. They do not have a first down, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they do not. But here we are. It's going to be 4th and 15 from the 21-yard line. It looks like it's going to be the punt formation again.
And Carter Rutherford is deep for the Raiders at the 45-yard line. I'm not sure if I wouldn't bring him up to the Fultondale 40 instead of the Good Hope 45.
He's walking his way up. Oh, that's a much better punt. It's going to take a good Fultondale bounce, and it's going to go out around the Good Hope 48. That's where Good Hope will set shop.
Hey, that's
a good punt.
That was a real good. There was no chance of a return. It was a line drive, and it rolled for about 15 yards. Cannot complain with that if you're Fultondale. For the first time since the first drive, we will actually start a possession inside our own territory, be it the 48. But let's see if we can put another score up to make this a 4-touchdown game before halftime.
As we said, Good Hope will set shop. 1st and 10 from their 48-yard line. Score here, 21-0 Good Hope. Here's the snap. Rutherford in motion. He's going to toss it out to him. He's going to break it wide right. He's going to make a man miss. Actually, no. He's going to get him, and I see some laundry on the field. Once again.
And I'm not sure what that penalty could be, because Tucker Keefe was blocking downfield, and he absolutely whiffed on his block, which allowed the tackle. And this is going to go against Good Hope, but I have no idea what the call could be.
It's going to be a block in the back against Good Hope.
A block in the back on Good Hope. This is something that has to be immediately cleaned up. This is not a spot of the foul. This is just a 10, 15-yard penalty from where the play happened. So that's going to back us up. It's going to be 1st. And it looks like 15 or 25. I'm sorry. I'm actually, it's a 5-yard penalty.
I'm interested to see who that call was on, because, like I said,
I didn't see anything happen downfield.
Tucker Keefe was going to block downfield, and unfortunately he just missed his block and ended up falling down. So you can't call that. You couldn't call it on him because there was no Fultondale defender around him.
Well, here's a snap, handoff to Mason Drake, and he's going up the middle, and he's going to get maybe 1 yard. Definitely no more than 1 yard. As I see this Fultondale coach right here getting absolutely lit for this defense, getting a couple stops here.
We just had the timeout for the heat break, the official timeout for heat break. Why don't we go over our wonderful sponsors once again for letting us air tonight's game on the Good Hope Raider Sports Network on the home of Cullman Community Radio, Cullman's Live 95.5.
Yeah, Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Miss Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, who is our sponsor for our big glass scoreboard, which we will get to when we get to halftime, if we ever get there, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Once again, your score here, 21-0, 5 minutes and 53 seconds left to play. in the second quarter. Your Good Hope Raiders is on top of their first area matchup. The Fultondale Wildcats, as Good Hope will host the Haleville Lions next week at James Shavel Stadium. We advise you to come out. If you can't, please join. It'll be, looks like just me next week.
But another region game, so it's once again.
Here's a snap. He's actually, drop back to pass. Rutherford finds it, and that's going to be 10-5 touchdown Raiders. The snap went to Mason Drake in the backfield. It was a sweep to Parker Johnson, and he went to his left. He is a left-handed quarterback, and he dropped back and aired it, and that had every bit of 40 to 50 yards under it, and Rutherford ran right under it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a Good Hope Raider touchdown.
Mitch Witcher pulls one out of the old bag there and goes with a little razzle-dazzle. No, it doesn't happen often, but that time I guess he was like, guys, we're tired of dealing with this. We're just gonna go over the top. And Carter Rutherford was wide open. Parker Johnson, and once again drops it right in the breadbasket for a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Here's Chase Pruitt here for the extra point. Snap's good, holds good, kick is up. And once again, it's good. Chase Pruitt, 10 for 10 on the season.
Number 98, Chase Powell.
He said Chase Powell. It's Chase Pruitt.
Yeah, we'll
have to tell him.
We'll have to say, hey, that's the wrong name there.
It's all good. We all make mistakes. Hey, we make mistakes.
Oh yeah, here. Absolutely. Once again, that was a big time play there. That's what we needed. Maybe that will settle things down in the game in general. It was getting a little chippy. All the penalties just ridiculous. But once again, with 5:40 remaining in the first half, we now are up 28-0 on the Fultondale Wildcats.
That referee that's helping Chase Pruitt get the tee set at the 40-yard line is getting visibly upset with Fultondale taking forever to bring their kicking unit out.
All you got to do is just start the play clock.
Exactly. But here we are. Chase Pruitt going to drop back. It actually looks like it might be a good little pooch kick here. It doesn't look like this one will go too far. And that it is. It's going to be fair caught at the 33-yard line. That time I visibly saw it.
Yeah, that was. I think they made it real obvious this time. Maybe that was the thing. They said, "Hey, you better make it more obvious," on that last one. But this is a much better game that we're playing than the last time we were here 2 years ago when we came down here and Fultondale had a really, really good team from all parts of the area, and they put it on us pretty good that night. So it's good to exact some revenge. And then last year's game, as you remember, at Good Hope, that was the game that really sparked the year for us.
Well, here's a snap handoff to George Lewis, and he's going to get a gain of about 4. I'm going to say 4. He's up to about the 36-yard line, where that'll be 2nd and 6 from the 36-yard line.
That was Isaiah Owen on the tackle. That was a really nice play by number 60 there for the Raiders.
Once again, here we go. 2nd and 6. Oh, and the snap is over his head again. He's just going to have to dive on it.
Yeah, we had a little pursuit there. Riker Hancock and Hunter Miller both in the
Mason Drake also back there.
Oh, it was Mason Drake also. Yeah. So and once
Ross
again,
Clark was coming too.
Another fumbled snap from Fultondale. Once again,
that's their 3rd or 4th tonight.
Yeah, they've got some things they've got to clean up also. While we have penalties, we have to clean up. They need to clean up their snap situation. Now, once again, remember we told y'all at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a very, very young Fultondale team. The majority of their team is made up of 9th graders. A lot of 10th graders. I think they have 4 seniors total.
Yeah, their starting quarterback was 5'10". This guy that come in is 5'7", and it's right over his head again. And that one's in the end zone, so he's going to have to pick it up and try to make a play. He's just going to fall down on it, and that's going to be a safety.
Actually, I think we got it for a touchdown.
Yep, Good Hope Raider touchdown.
Yep. Yeah, and once again, young quarterback there compounded the mistake by trying to pick it up.
Once I get a name, I believe it was Ross Clark who jumped on the fumble there and got the touch. He's going to get credited for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's definitely a touchdown. And like I said, the Fultondale quarterback, instead of falling on it for a safety, he was about 4 yards deep in the end zone, tried to pick it up and fumbled it again. And Ross Clark once again fell on it for the Raider touchdown, making it 34-0. 2-0 now with the PAT pending. 4 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the first half.
Here's a snap. Hold. Kick is up. And once again, it's good. 11 for 11 on the year for the young Chase Pruitt. Your score here, 35-0 with a little over 4 minutes in the second quarter. Is if we can get a stop here and score another touchdown before halftime, we'll have the same amount as what Fairview did right before halftime.
Yeah. I believe that's correct. I believe Fairview led them 42-0 here at the first half on the first week of the season. And once again, I'm not trying to take anything away from these Fultondale kids. They're playing hard. They're just really, really young and inexperienced, and it really showed on the last two plays. He had 2 snaps go over the quarterback's head, and on the second one, he compounded it by trying to pick it up and run with it, and then left it laid in the ground in the end zone for Ross Clark to pick up for the easy Raider touchdown.
Chase Pruitt sets the ball here at the 40. It looks like it's going to be another one of them little pooch kicks. I expect a fair catch here. Yep. There's the signal, and it's going to be right at the 30-yard line. Good kick by Chase Pruitt. That's exactly what they want him to do.
Yeah, and once again, no one denies the athleticism of this Fultondale team. Why give them an opportunity there? Exactly. In the first half, maybe later in the game, if you continue to be up big in the second half, okay, maybe see what happens on the curve, maybe work on your coverage team. But right now, there's no reason to that. They can take one back anytime, and you don't want to give them any momentum going into the halftime. We've taken the air out of the stadium. We've taken, their band. They're very loud. Blue Pride band has not had a chance to really play anything, and now of course they're warming up for halftime, but let's just continue to move.
Here's a snap. George Lewis with the handoff, and that's going to be number 16, Kane Anderson, back there in the backfield to stop him after a negative 2-yard play, actually.
What a play by Kane Anderson there. He broke through the block of the tackle and caught the ball carrier in the backfield and brought him down on a nice solo tackle for a 2-yard loss. Good job, Kane Anderson.
But here we are, 2nd and 12 from the Fultondale 28. Wildcats offense is set up here. Here's a snap. It's dropped. He's just going to have to pick it up, and he's going to be met by 3, 4, 5 white jerseys. Don't sling him down, guys.
Cody Stevens, and once again, is that Ross Clark in there?
No, that's George Lewis.
No, I was talking about the defense.
Oh, yeah.
Ross Clark and Cody Stevens meeting the ball carrier as he picked up the ball that he fumbled.
I apologize. I thought you was talking about what happened after the play. After he
No. I was just looking at the Raider defense. Once again, they are not letting
They're
up.
Swarming to the ball.
They are swarming. And once again, I think it has a lot to do with the limited abilities of this Fultondale offense. I'm not saying that we're blitzing, because we're not. It's just once that ball hits the ground, we're swarming to the ball.
But here we are. It's going to be 3rd and 15 from the 25-yard line. Here's a snap. Drop back to pass. He runs forward, and Cody Stevens.
Oh, was that Cody? Okay.
Cody Stevens almost had a one-handed interception real low. It was right at the knees, but he almost brought it in. But that's going to bring up a 4th and 15 from the 25-yard line. I expect a punt here for the Fultondale Wildcats. And that's what we're setting up for.
Yeah, Carter Rutherford comes into the game, goes deep for the Raiders. He stands at his own 40. Fultondale getting some late substitutions in. Yeah, it looks like they are definitely going to punt this away.
Here's a snap. Drops it. There's the punt.
A much better punt. That's a much better punt.
And it takes a really good Fultondale bounce. And that is going to be spotted at the 34-yard line of the Good Hope Raiders, as that is the deepest we have started tonight. But once again, your score here, 35-0. Good Hope over Fultondale with 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter, as Good Hope will be trotting their offense back out on the field.
Well, kind of happy in a way to see this. It looks like we'll, in the second half, after the first drive or two, we may get a...
I see Rutherford at quarterback right now.
Well, we talked about at the beginning of the game. He is actually...
There's a snap. He
the
goes
backup
to the left.
quarterback for tonight.
And he's going to be brought down after about a gain of 3. I thought he had more than that. I seen Carson Hollis break free up the field, and I thought it was Carter Rutherford.
Yeah, we talked to some of the coaches, and we asked about a backup quarterback.
As Webb Buchanan is out this week, we expect him to be back next week or the week after.
Hopefully next week. It may be 2 more weeks. Along with
Tucker Screws,
our outstanding tight end Tucker Screws, and they did tell us that Carter Rutherford would be the backup quarterback. So I think they're already starting to get him some work back there. In the second half, I really expect we'll see number 10 Kanan Burgess come into the game and play a little quarterback.
Well, here's a snap. Parker Johnson up the middle, and he's going to get about 4 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3 from the Fultondale 41-yard line. And I believe we're just running the clock out. Unless something breaks free, I don't see us scoring a touchdown here.
And that's okay.
You want to get out. With how long this quarter took between the penalties and the stoppages and all that other stuff, it's already getting late.
Yep.
And you're up 35 points. You're ready to go home. But here's a snap. Parker Johnson up the middle, and he's going to break through for a first down. He's going to be right at the 50-yard line. Yep, that's going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for your Good Hope Raiders. And I haven't said that in a while because Fultondale couldn't get their offense going, and we had a pick 6 and a touchdown on our first play last possession. So shout out to Josh Phillips for sponsoring us. But Good Hope's going to take I think Good Hope took a timeout here. But as Good Hope takes a timeout, when I get back to it, here we go. We're going to give you the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard update right before halftime. Playing in the second quarter, Athens is up 21-16 over Cullman. Playing in the second quarter, Fairview is up 28-7 over West Point. Once again, your score here 35-0, 1:10 left in the second quarter. Playing in the second quarter, Gordo is up 53-0 over Hansville. I'm sorry, Hansville fans. It's going to be another long year. You play in a really good region. I'm sorry. At halftime,
that's a tough region.
At halftime, Vinemont and Phil Campbell tied at 0, and at halftime, Holly Pond is down 1, 6-7 to Sylvania. Here we go. Parker Johnson in the backfield. He's going to drop back and he's looking to pass. He's going to have to scramble out to his left. He's looking downfield, pass. Oh, and he missed Rutherford.
And I'm not sure that Coach Witcher liked him throwing that ball where he did, because that was a very dangerous pass. There was a Fultondale defender between him and Rutherford, and really fortunate he did not get that one picked off.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line, as it looks like we might be passing the ball again here. Why not? Get as much reps as you can for your guys.
They may want to be They may be trying to work on a few different things.
Here's a snap. He's rolling right. Once again, left-handed quarterback. It feels weird seeing a left-handed quarterback run right, but he's going to keep it, bring it down. And it looked like Fultondale gave up, but he's going to get about 15.
Well, that's the advantage of having the speed of Parker Johnson there. He was able to get out of the pocket and get around the right end and scramble downfield for the Josh Phillips Maven Mortgage first down.
There we go.
I'll get it eventually, I promise.
It's going to be 1st and 10. 53 seconds left. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Here's a snap to Parker Johnson. He's rolling left. He's looking deep. He has a man open. He's got to throw it. There's Tyler Bird, and he's going to take it upfield.
Nice play by Parker Johnson there. Good route by Tyler Bird as they dump down.
Well, I think Bird was actually running some kind of streak or something. He saw that the other receiver that was running with him, I can't get a name on the top of my head. It was Carter Rutherford. Running downfield. Yeah. He took the safety and the corner with him. He said, "Hey, I'm just going to stop right here. Pass me the ball."
And he got out of bounds. Smart play by Bird, getting out of bounds for the 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2 for the Raiders from the Fultondale 30 now.
Here's a snap. Parker Johnson drops back. He's looking deep. He's got a man wide open. It's Carter Rutherford right in the breadbasket. Touchdown, Raiders.
There are some pretty things in life, and that was just one of them. Here's the deal. Parker Johnson actually had some pressure on him, and he stepped back and saw Rutherford break free. and he just absolutely laid a dime on Rutherford's elbows there. And he did not have a defender within 10 yards of him, and it was just an easy walk-in touchdown.
Here out here for the extra point, once again, number 98, Chase Pruitt. 3 steps back, 2 steps left.
Riker Hancock on the hold for Pruitt.
Here's snap, holds good, kick is up, and once again it's good. 12 for 12 on the year for Chase Pruitt. Your score here, 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Fultondale Wildcats playing in the second quarter with 38 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break as they get the kickoff unit back out here. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network.
Get your roster ready.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Chase Pruitt here, ready to kick again.
38 seconds remaining in the first half. Once again, the Raiders, your Good Hope Raiders, up 42-0 on the Fultondale Wildcats.
Here's the kick. That's a pretty one. That's a little deeper. He's going to catch it at the 20-yard line. And number 6 for Good Hope, that's Kane Berditis. He fought through a blocker to get that tackle. He was getting held the whole way down there, and he somehow pushed him back far enough to make the tackle on the Fultondale returner there.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by 6 for the Raiders. Berditis, he held his ground, fought through the block, and was able to get his headgear on the leg of the Fultondale returner and make a nice open field tackle.
I'm glad I said that name right, because I thought I 100% butchered it.
No, Berditis, that's correct.
Well, here we go. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Fultondale, 1st and 10. He's going to hand off to George Lewis here, and he's going to get nowhere. This Good Hope Raiders defensive line is here to stand up. That's number 30, it looks like. I do not have a 30 listed on our roster, so I'm either wrong about the jersey number or we don't have him on our roster. We are sorry, Good Hope fans. If that is your kid, we are sorry.
And it looks like Fultondale's content to run the clock out and end the first half and reset everything. Fultondale will go to their locker room and try to reset. Our Raiders will go to the locker room up 42-0. And I'm telling you, our coaching staff is up 42-0. And I'm telling you right now, they are not a happy camper about it.
Oh, no. The penalties is absolutely atrocious. That's something they will get fixed because that's just what they're good at. And I'm excited to see where we go with this in the second half. I'm hoping the coaching staff gets this down pat. So as the Fultondale band, or actually the Good Hope Raider band, your Good Hope Raider band gets ready to march out there on the field, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back after this before the Fultondale band gets on here, and we will give you some more halftime updates, and we'll talk about what's coming up next week for the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network. Once again, I want to thank you for listening, as this is only my second game doing this pretty much by myself. I'm glad to have Tyson with me this week, but this is my second game doing play-by-play. Once again, probably not perfect. Not going to be for a while, but we're going to get better. This Good Hope Raider team is going to get better, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be back after the band. I'm going to enjoy the band, and we'll be back. So this is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More.
Plus One Heating and Air, we believe in more than just fixing your HVAC system. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing top-notch service with a smile. Whether it's installation, repairs, or maintenance, you can trust Plus One Heating and Air to get the job done right the first time.
I've never experienced service like this before. Plus One Heating and Air not only fixed my heating system promptly, they also ensured everything was running smoothly. They truly care about their customers.
So when you're in need of heating and air services, remember the company that's willing to walk that extra mile for you. Plus One Heating and Air, where trust meets exceptional service. Hey, Coleman fans, when it's game time, it's pizza time, and nobody brings the flavor like Pasquale's Pizza, a Coleman tradition with the original recipe since 1968. We're talking fresh, made from scratch dough, zesty signature sauce, and a mountain of melty cheese. Still made with the same recipe you've loved for over 55 years. You can dine in or carry out and taste the hometown tradition that's been winning since day one. Pasquale's Pizza, a Coleman tradition, and still making it the way we used to, because that's how Coleman likes it.
In today's world, broadband internet is an absolute necessity. Unfortunately, the large cable and phone companies only provide broadband internet where it's profitable for them. For the rest of us, there's Cyber Broadband. Providing internet service since 2004, Cyber utilizes a small radio antenna to deliver broadband where cable and DSL don't go. You can join the 21st century today with Cyber Broadband, supporting streaming, VPN access, and everything else you've been wanting to do with that slow internet connection. It's Cyber Broadband for the win. They can be found online at cyberbroadband.net or look them up on Facebook. Securing a home loan, you want someone who knows the ropes and can guide you every step of the way. That's where Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage comes in.
I'm Josh Phillips with Maven Mortgage Group. You can reach me at 256-338-2920. And whether it's your first time buying a home or your fifth time, we'd love the opportunity to serve you and your family in all your home financing needs.
Josh Phillips and Maven Mortgage. Their name says it all. Experience you can trust, knowledge that works for you. With one phone call, you can take the next step toward your dream home with Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage. Your home, your future. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 256-338-2920. 256-338-2920. NMLS number 338177.
Looking to buy or sell your home? You can trust a team that treats you like family.
We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty, a husband and wife real estate duo with deep roots and unmatched knowledge of the market.
We know every corner, every neighborhood, and what it takes to get you the best deal.
And our top priority, you. From your first showing to final closing, we're by your side every step of the way. Because when you work with us, you're not just a client, you're family. We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty. Real estate with heart, hustle, and hometown care.
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at the Warhurst Team Realtors.
Looking for a reliable ride at the lowest prices in town with financing? PNC Auto has you covered. Finance options for all credit types, good, bad, or ugly. Plus, a free vehicle report is available for each listing. You can get pre-qualified today online at mypcauto.com. And they offer a free 90-day powertrain warranty or free maintenance for a year. No, we're not kidding. Chad Johnson and Paul Carpenter are ready to help you drive away happy today. Chad is available at 256-493-2491, or Paul can be reached at 256-339-9932. PNC Auto on Highway 278 just past the Methodist Church, or online at mypcauto.com.
Live 95 is brought to you in part by Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, now with several locations across the state, but still located in the heart of Cullman County. They are a proud sponsor of Cullman Community Radio on Live 95. Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Guthrie's Auto Service has been providing quality automotive service since 1985. Located in Cullman on Eva Road, just north of 157, Guthrie's Auto Service is a AAA approved and Napa Auto Care Center, meaning their repair work is warranted up to 3 years or 36,000 miles. And because they're part of the Napa Auto Care Network, their work is also warranted at over 14,000 Napa Auto Care locations across the country. Terry Guthrie and his team are award-winning, collecting Napa's Auto Care Center of the Year for the Nashville Distribution Center and a People's Choice Award in 2020. More information is online at Guthrie'sAutoservice.net.
Powering the good life. That's what Cullman Electric Cooperative does. Reliable, affordable electricity to keep your home running and Sprout Fiber Internet to keep you connected with blazing fast Wi-Fi for home, school, and work. They are proud to support the student athletes, cheerleaders, and band members who bring energy and pride to our community every single day. Cullman Electric Cooperative and Sprout Fiber Internet. Powering the good life.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Your score here is 42-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Fultondale Wildcats at halftime. Excuse me. The Good Hope band just got off the field. Once again, great performance. Anybody that's got a parent of the band, you're listening, 1,000% better with how last week went with the technical difficulties. They got it down pat here at Fultondale. Looked good. But here we are. It's 42-0 at halftime. Good Hope over Fultondale as Tyson is back to join me. Welcome back, Tyson.
Hey, appreciate that.
Tyson had to go do some PA work for Fultondale. He sounded great over the sound system they got here.
Well, I appreciate that. Mr. McFall, the new band director at Good Hope, has asked me to do the introduction of the band
at away games as well.
Apparently so, because
it sounded good here.
With about 4 minutes left in the first half, I get a text message from him saying, "Hey, by the way," he's like, "Okay, I'm already up here, so I might as well do it." So I do appreciate you letting me step away for just a second there. And luckily,
we both took a step away. Last week we didn't get to fully enjoy the halftime show as we had technical difficulties back at James Shable. I'm sure we'll have that fixed come next week. But that was a really good performance. I like some of the songs.
Mr. McFall has that band playing really, really well, and as we get to enjoy the Fultondale Wildcat Blue Pride band that's on the field. Luckily, like I said, we've had some great hospitality here. It helps when you live in the area and you know a lot of the people that work up here, so that's always a nice help.
Once again, I do want to thank our sponsors who allow us to do this every Friday night, and I'm enjoying it. Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More Cullman, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, who we'll get to before we come back for the second half of the big glass scoreboard, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Once again, this is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Tyson, first half thoughts? It's a blowout. It's 42-0. Good Hope over Fultondale.
Well, it's kind of like we talked about going into halftime. As a coach, you're up 42-0. but
the penalty's got to be.
You cannot be happy. You can't be. As a coach in this situation, it's like if you were playing well, looking good, playing clean football, yeah, you could feel good about it. But I'm telling you right now that I would not want to be in that locker room.
Oh, no, I wouldn't even want to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. That's how bad it is.
Tony, it's really strange to say something like that when you're up 42-0 at the half. It's just like.
Well, you think Nick Saban won all those national championships not yelling at third-string quarterbacks?
Now granted, and I'm telling you right now, Fultondale is a really young, athletic team.
Oh, yeah. You won't see it this year. They're athletic. They're probably going to win a couple games if they,
They're going to win some games strictly on athleticism.
But
yes.
you get next year, a couple years down the road, this team will be every bit of hanging with us every time they come to James Shaver or we come out here to Fultondale. But Tyson, coming up next week, we actually host the Haleyville Lions, who we know has already took an L to West Point, who we blew out last week in a 42-7 game.
And once again, I don't want anyone to get a false sense of security, regarding that. It is another region game.
Yes.
It is a game we have to have, just like this one tonight is a game we have to have. In other words, what I'm imploring the Good Hope community tonight is make your way to James Shabel Stadium next Friday night, game time 7 o'clock for that game. It is a big deal. These kids both, I say these kids both, all the kids that are, on the football team, in the band, the cheerleaders, they work really hard to put a great product on the field. And this is a great opportunity for our Good Hope community to come out and support these young people. That's going to be a big game. Haleyville, yes, they struggled against West Point. I think they lost 30-6. Oh, 30-6. Okay. Yeah. So, does that mean anything?
No. It was week 1.
It was week 1. That's correct. West Point, a 5A school. So, I would really love to see James Shabel Stadium packed out. All right, here's the other cool things that I don't know, if you didn't go to the game last week against West Point, you're missing a lot of the enhancements of James Shabel Stadium. There have been so many upgrades. They have really done a lot of work around there, making it look great. The addition of the new video board.
That is fun.
It is so fun.
Seeing the hype video that was played beforehand literally gave me chills before the game, right before they ran out. It was absolutely beautiful. And like he said, we want to see it packed out, but not just for next week. We play multiple home games coming through this year. Yeah. We would like to see.
We hadn't made it that far yet because, once again, we turn around and play Haleyville, and then the very next week we're back at home again for yet another region game against the Cordova Blue Devils.
Yeah, we want to see fans there every week supporting this team because you have a really good football team right in your backyard, and you could go out and watch on Friday nights after you get off work. And I know most people are hungry, but go support the quarterback club and that daggum concession stands down there.
They are making some fantastic food.
Man, they came up there last week and they said, "Hey man, you want a burger?" I was like, "Sure, dude." That was a top tier.
I'm telling you, the quarterback club under the direction of Jason Phillips and Dustin Johnson have really just stepped up. Once again, Coach Scott spearheaded the video board effort. The whole attraction around going to a Good Hope game at Good Hope now is just so much fun. There's a lot of bigger schools that can't even compare to that. So once again, I'm asking everybody to come on out. Let's have some fun. Let's support these kids, support the community, and cheer these Raiders on because, like you said, this is a really good football team.
No, this is one. Don't get me wrong. Some of the teams that I've watched, like my senior year with Tanner Malin, Ethan Anderson, all them guys. Last year was a really good football team as well, but this team right here, this is a scrappy football team who has yet to play a close game, and I'm excited for us to finally get one. I'd like to see what they're made of when it comes to those situations. But right now, there's no need for a close game. If you're going to put 42 on people every week, I mean, that's what we want. And but further down on the road, we're going to meet teams who's going to be right at our skill level, probably even better than us, that we're going to have to play good football against. And 15 first-half penalties ain't going to win you football games.
No, that's once again, that is the concern. And like I said, we've got the 2 home region games coming up, and then we'll take a week out of region, and we have to go to a very scrappy Addison. Addison, that's their Super Bowl for the year. And they came to our place a couple of years ago and beat us. And you cannot tell me those kids still don't talk about that, because I guarantee you they do. So once again, that'll be 3 weeks from tonight. We'll be back on the road at Addison. Tony and I, we'll be on the call for that game.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you coming out to these games. It's something you don't have to do, but you would like to do. This is a fun opportunity for us getting to do it. Excuse me. Once again, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I really appreciate, we got one of our listeners that just sent me a quick message. Number 30 is Chance Brock. Chance Brock, thank you. Chance Brock is number 30. Once again, I think his name is on here. It's just look here. It's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom, yeah, because I think he actually is listed as 2 different numbers.
Yeah, 30 and 52.
Yeah, so that
once again, thank y'all for anybody listening and giving us a heads up.
That's once again, that was our good friend Allison that sent that in. We really appreciate that.
And once again, this isn't perfect. Our broadcast isn't. We're getting better as we go along as a team. Once again, this is only my second game doing play-by-play. I will get better going down the road. Promise you that. I appreciate you listening, as I am a Good Hope alumni and a super fan, as you would call me. I love to go to any sporting event. This year we might splurge into a sport that probably ain't never been aired on this radio station before, but I'm ready to splurge into different sports, as I am a Good Hope fan. But thank y'all once again. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will give you the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard update. But once again, this is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More. We'll be right back.
In 1952, 7 men at an aluminum plant banded together and started Lister Hill Credit Union, $5 each. Today, more than 92,000 have joined us, continuing the legacy of supporting themselves and the community through Lister Hill. It's all about we and what we can do together.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Tyson, I'm going to pass this one over to you. This is the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard.
I appreciate that. And reading off what we got going at the half right now, the Cullman Bearcats lead the Athens Golden Eagles 23-21 at the half. At the half, Fairview 35, West Point 7. Of course, here in Fultondale, your Good Hope Raiders 42-0 over the Wildcats at the half. Also at the half, goodness, Gordo 53, Hanceville 0. Playing in the third quarter, Phil Campbell 8, the Vinemont Eagles 0. Playing in the third quarter, Sylvania 7, the Holly Pond Broncos 6. And at the half, Susan Moore leads the Cold Springs Eagles 28-22. And also at the half, a future opponent of ours, the Addison Bulldogs 45, Shoals Christian 0. And that is the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard.
Once again, thank you, Odin's Auto Glass, for sponsoring that. It is a fun one to do every week, being able to keep up with all the games going around Cullman County. talking about a few of those games, man, Hansville. Listen, I know Goro's good, but at some point you've got to stop them. That and another game that surprised me. Howley Bond's keeping up with Sylvania. They're at Sylvania this week.
Yes, and like we talked about during the break, I'm telling you, Howley Bond, that is a scrappy bunch. They really are. They've really turned it on. They've improved over the last 2 years. And they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in Class 3A coming down the wire.
Listen, there's a 2A school that we don't talk about much on this broadcast and on the radio and period. But that's that Cold Springs Eagles team. They got a good squad down there with Aiden Young at Aiden Black. Yeah. I don't know why I said Aiden Young. Aiden Black at quarterback. I got to go down there and join Dillon and calling their first game against Hansville. That is a really good football team. Seeing them keeping up with people. And actually, they whooped Hansville week 1. They whooped Curry week 2. Yeah. And now they've got their hands full with Susan Moore, but I believe they can come out on top of that. They got a really good coach.
I fully expect Cold Springs to win that game tonight. Yes. I tell you, Coach Foes he's a good guy. He has changed the culture of Cold Springs football and could not be more happy for them and more proud of those guys.
When you think of Cold Springs in Cullman County, you think track and field. That's what they're usually specialized in. Don't get me wrong, they've got fat basketball they've been really good in, especially girls basketball.
Yep.
But that track and field team, we're talking about a 3-time state champion back to back years.
Back to back, absolutely.
And they've got some good programs going on there. If they can build a good football team, that's a school down there that people would want to go to play, all kind of sports. But we're going to take a short break before we come back here. We've got 40 seconds left in halftime. We're going to give you a quick ad break, and we'll be back for the opening kickoff of the second half. This is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clean and More Cullman.
Cullman Appliance Repair is now Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, now servicing your heating and air needs as well. Servicing most models and brands, they can be found on Facebook or Google for those appliance or HVAC repair needs. Proudly supporting Cullman area athletics and collegiate football. When that appliance or HVAC system frustrates you and you're in need of a repairman, Robert Brantley and his team are ready to help. They're available via call or text at 256-507-3415 or on Facebook, Google, or online at CullmanApplianceRepair.com. Alabama HVAC number 22238.
Welcome back to the Good Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Clean and More Cullman. I'm Tony Thompson alongside Tyson Robertson, the PA guy at Good Hope. This is a fun trip down here to Fultondale, and your Good Hope Raiders is up 42-0 at halftime. We're going to start the second half kicking the ball off to the Fultondale Wildcats. Chase Pruitt back to kick this. Tyson, I see maybe one or two drives with our first string offense, and after that it'll be pretty much JV and middle school.
Yeah, I'm curious on how long. I wonder if they, and I hate to say it this way, but I wonder if they're going to keep our guys in a little longer to maybe work on some of those penalties they picked up in the first half. I believe the number was 16 penalties in the first half.
Fultondale's going to fair catch it around the 35-yard line. That's where their offense will start out in this second half. Let's see. Actually, they're going to go to the 36 or 37-yard line. Let's see if their offense can get something rolling here tonight. It just hasn't been their night.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong. You're playing a really good Hope defense.
Yeah, the defense had a lot to do with it, but they've had so many unforced errors.
I think there's probably 5 or 6 over the quarterback's head snap.
Yeah, definitely so. And if you're Fultondale, you just want to say, okay, let's just take this as it's a 0-0 game. Let's just work on what we do. Let's get better. And
right over his head. And he didn't pick it up. The Good Hope Raiders looks like they recovered it. Number 16, Kane Anderson, is saying we got it. Referee says we have it.
Yeah, and I watched it that time. That one, and I hate to blame the young man because he's so young. He's only a freshman, but
Parker.
That one was on the quarterback. That snap hit him right in the hands, and he looked away as it came to him. And the ball ended up going right through his hands and then fumbled. And then, like you said, Kane Anderson, number 16, was right there to fall on it. So the Raiders have the ball deep in Fultondale territory to start the third quarter at the 20-yard line.
I'm actually surprised. I don't see a starter out there yet. No, that's number 10 out there for Good Hope.
That's Kanan Burgess.
That's Kanan Burgess at quarterback. So it looks like we're going to go JV offense, and it looked like starter defense to start out. Here's a handoff to number 28. That is Colin Phillips. He's going to get nothing. He's actually going to lose a yard back to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Scott said, okay, look, we're gonna play as many of these younger guys as we can. And I'm looking also, and I'm not seeing. Well, I do see Tristan Grund out there.
Actually, I think it's mainly the starting offensive line, and that's for the holding and false start penalties. Maybe get their game back underway.
And you are correct. I was just looking also. That is the starting offensive line, but the skill players are your quote unquote JV and the freshmen.
Phillips with the handoff here. He's going to go up to the 18-yard line with a gain of 3.
Now here's the advantage to doing this. Kanan Burgess, number 10, playing quarterback right now. I have watched him since he was about 7 years old. That kid is a ball player, and you can call, so what? He's a freshman right now, but he is a ball player, and he is going to be really, really good for the Raiders. If not now, definitely in the future. So it's good to see him getting some work at quarterback.
Well, here's a snap handoff to Phillips. He's going to get wrapped up right as soon as he gets it. It's going to be 4th and about 5.
He got tomahawked pretty good right there. He had a little bit of a hole, and
I actually said the field goal unit out here. I'm going to stand up for this one.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be about 32 yards out for Pruitt.
I like this call right here.
I do too. Let's get. Hey, while we're here, let's get everybody work. So Riker Hancock will put the place down at the 22-yard line. So it'll be a 32-yard kick for Pruitt from the left hash mark. So angle back to the right.
Snap good. Hold good. Kick is up. And it's good.
On it. Good job, Chase Pruitt there. That nice 32-yard field goal.
Chase Pruitt with most of the time when you think field goal for Good Hope, you think right after a touchdown. No, this is a 3-point field goal. That is going to make the score here 45-0, as it is a hot clock there. It is going to be under 8 minutes before we kick the ball off here. Once again, your score here 45-0. The Good Hope Raiders over the Fultondale Wildcats. And it's still in the third quarter.
I guess that kind of answers our question about why we saw the JV in a little early, because we were not aware that we were going to go to the hot clock for the second half. So once again, hot clock meaning the clock will not stop.
Only on
timeouts and injuries and timeouts, I believe. But yeah, let's give Chase Pruitt and Riker Hancock some love on that. Good hold by Hancock. Pruitt put it right through with the angle back to the right. So, hey, congratulations, Chase. That's a big 3-pointer.
Here's Chase Pruitt with a little poot. No, that's a good kick right there. It's going to be brought in right at the 20-yard line. He's going to look up the middle. He ran into his own player.
Kane Anderson ended up getting the tackle on the.
Is that Kane Anderson? It looked like 16. Number 12. Yeah, it's 16. It looked like 12 from my angle, but Kane Anderson making a name for himself tonight.
Well, and once again, you called it, and we have a flag that's just been thrown.
That had to be something that was said.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a Fultondale coach or something said something. Let's see if we can
get the indication.
Unsportsmanlike.
No pointing.
He didn't point any direction there. It's got to be Fultondale, because there was no Good Hope player around, because it happened on the Fultondale sideline. So yeah, it will be an unsportsmanlike on the Fultondale bench. I'm not sure if it was directed at any coach or whatever. We'll just call it a bench foul there. That's going to move Fultondale back. And they have called that a dead ball foul. The problem now for Fultondale,
they don't move the sticks.
They don't move the sticks.
It's going to be a 1st and 20 from the 25-yard line. Actually, they're backing them up even further.
Yeah, because it's a 15-yard penalty. That was only 10.
Well, it looks like it's about a 35-yard penalty.
Well, they did. So, but going back to that kickoff return,
it might have been a double penalty.
That was it may have been. They are moving the sticks now, by the way.
Well, here's a handoff, and he's going to run it up the middle, and that's going to be good for Josh Phillips at Megan Morgan's first down.
Yeah, I believe that'll be good. I believe it'll be. Yeah, they're moving it now.
No. No, he's a couple yards short, but it looked like he broke loose for 15 or 20.
He got 8. He got 8. So once again, we are seeing a lot of clean jerseys on the field right now. I do see Aiden Young in the backfield, the defensive backfield. So
and the snap's right over the quarterback's head once again. He's going to jump on it.
That's, if you're Fultondale, I'm not sure.
I'd be trying out a new center if you're Fultondale. Listen, you're down 45-0. There's probably no chance on God's green earth you're going to come back from this game.
Yeah,
you've got to try something new.
Yeah, you work on cleaning up.
Listen, if you have to move your right tackle over to center, just give him a shot at this point.
Right.
I mean, that's 7 or 8
plays that have gone negative and 2 touchdowns scored off of that. So there is an official's timeout. We are going to have a heat break, even though we are running a hot clock. So with 5:45 remaining in the third quarter, we will have an official's timeout. Once again, your Good Hope Raiders are up 45-0 over the Fultondale Wildcats.
Once again, I do want to thank the sponsors of tonight's broadcast, actually making this thing doable. And once again, me and Tyson are grateful that we get to do this on away games for me and Tyson, home games. I get to do it all year round, so I'm grateful for that. But Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More Cullman, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. But once again, we are back 45-0. Ball spotted on the Fultondale 8. It's going to be third and about 15. Here's a snap. It's a clean one. He's dropped back to pass. He's looking across the middle of the field. He's got someone wide open, and he just dropped it.
Yeah, he may have heard the footsteps coming in from number 24 for the Raiders.
That was number 5, Jaden Gadsden. Jaden Gadsden there, he's actually visibly upset with himself. That was a wide open, probably 15 yards if he would have caught it. But looks like the punt unit is back on the field. 13, Tucker Kiefel's the one out there to make the play, break up the pass. So we still got some starters out there on defense.
See, Fultondale, they are lining to punt the ball away.
We don't have anybody back.
And, I
thought he dropped it.
And he was very fortunate to get that one away. I'm not 100% sure that our coaches didn't call off an all-out block there. Just say, hey, just keep everybody in front of you. It was a bobbled snap, and he was able to corral it in after a few seconds, then get the punt off.
He made something out of nothing.
That's
going to be about a 30-yard punt, so that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 36-yard lines. Your Good Hope Raiders will start 1st and 10. Once again, we are working left to right here. Your score here, 45-0. Good Hope over Fultondale as they run in the hot clock in the third quarter.
And once again, it appears we still have our first offensive line in there. Now, all the skill players are younger
freshmen and JV players.
Correct.
And I just want y'all to know our quarterback has a cast on his arm right now.
Is Burgess running with a cast? I missed that. I apologize.
Yeah, he's right. He's out there with a cast on his arm.
He sure does, doesn't he? Oh, my goodness.
Phillips took the first carry for about 6 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. My apologies. But here we go. Burgess in the backfield. Here's a snap. Oh, it went over his head. He's got to jump on it, and he does. He dropped it again, but he does get it back.
Yeah, good job by Kanan Burgess there.
It's hard to catch the ball with one hand. I don't see how he's playing with that cast on.
He let it go through his hands, and then he had a lot of pressure. Fultondale jailbroke him, and Kanan was very fortunate, and he give him some credit. He really fought for that ball. Just like you said, I thought Fultondale was going to come up with that one, but Burgess was able to recover it and hold on to it.
I do want to say there's only one coach on Fultondale's sideline that's given props to his team. That's that big coach down here. You know his name.
Casanova McKenzie. Former Auburn player.
Yeah.
Former Auburn, I believe, All-American.
Well, here's Phillips with a handoff, and he's going to get, looks like 4 yards to bring up 4th and 11.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I want to thank everybody for listening. I just got the numbers in for this broadcast, and once again, thank you to everybody. This broadcast for the Good Hope Raiders has doubled the numbers from the other broadcast. So once again, we appreciate everybody listening in from the town of Good Hope and the Good Hope community. Once again, we know that you all love your Raiders, and we appreciate you checking in on 95.5 on the Alt Channel 2 tonight.
Well, here's a snap, Burgess, and he's going to run it up the middle, and he's going to get nothing.
That's going to be a quarterback keeper number 10, Hayden Burgess. Should be stopped by back of the Wildcat.
But that's going to set up a 1st and 10 from
Yeah, that was 4th down.
Yeah, that was 4th down, but that's going to set up a 4th and 10 from the 37-yard line for Fultondale. Let's see if their offense can get something rolling out here.
Yeah, once again, I like the idea of what we're doing there. We're still working our first offensive line. We got the younger skill players in, and looks like on defense we have completely gone.
Gone to the
we've gone to the younger freshmen and JV players on defense. Now there is not a single starter out there, which is good.
It looks like Fultondale is trotting out.
Got Sean Jones down here, number 25, had a big interception last week against West Point to seal the game.
Looks like Ross Christie is actually back in at quarterback for Fultondale. Here's a snap. He drops back to pass, looks to his running back. He's going to make the catch, and he's going to get about 8 yards, moving him up to the 45-yard line. That is George Lewis on the catch, coming out of the backfield on a wheel route.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Fultondale this time, and got a nice gain. Looks like about an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 from the 45. We're under a minute to play in the third.
Your score here, 45-0. Good Hope. As the clock is still running, and this is a hot clock, but here's a snap, hand off to Lewis. Actually, no, quarterback keeps it. He's running up the sideline.
Nice zone read play by the quarterback for Fultondale that time, number
Ross
2.
Christie.
It's Ross Christie.
And that's
good tackle. Oh, sorry. Sean Jones, number 25, came off his block. And
that's going to be a Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down. That is actually the first down for Fultondale in this entire game.
I believe that is correct. But great play by Sean Jones there, number 25, to come in off his block.
Here's a snap. Ross Christie, that's a delayed quarterback draw, and he's going to run it up the middle here, up to the 28, and that's going to be another Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down. If you're the JV squad, listen, you can get yelled at just as much as the other.
Yeah, that was a good play to learn on.
That's just a delayed quarterback run. He dropped back acting like he was going to pass. He had no intentions of throwing the ball.
Yeah, and the thing you got to learn as a defensive player there is if you are allowed to run upfield and you get no resistance, there's probably a reason for that. We had 2 Raiders coming off the edge, and both of them completely overran the play because they went, after the quarterback, and as soon as they broke containment, the quarterback stepped up in the pocket and took off up the middle for about a 15-yard gain. And once again, goes back to, hey, that's a good learning part for our younger Raiders. Like I said, if you're getting no resistance on that pass rush, there's probably a good reason you're not.
But that was the end of the third quarter. Start of the fourth quarter here. The score still 45-0. As the fourth quarter is just now underway, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Fulton on the Good Hope 29-yard line. Fultondale set shop there. Here's a snap, handoff to Lewis. Actually, no, George Kirby with Ross Christie with the keeper. My bad.
And once again, another nice zone read play by the quarterback.
At some point, you guys got to tell the defense, hey, the quarterback's keeping it most of the time. You just got to start biting on him and hoping George Lewis can break out on the other side. But that's good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down. One day I will not stutter trying to say that.
It's okay.
Here's a snap. He's looking to his left. He steps back. He's going to throw it up to what a catch by George Lewis.
My goodness. You know what? Let's go back and look at that play. The quarterback quarterback dropped, and he got some good pressure by the Raider defense. Lewis snuck out of the backfield, had a defender with him, and the quarterback just kind of dropped it over the defender's head. The problem was Lewis had to reach up with one hand. He actually knocked the ball up into the air and then ran under it and caught it and got about 5 yards on the play. Very, very nice play. Very nice pitch and catch there. Very athletic. Once again, this is showing the athleticism of this Fultondale team.
It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 18-yard line. Here's the quarterback keeper. This is actually a different quarterback. This is number 9, Caleb Parker again. And this is going to be a loss of about a yard or two.
I wish I could see the number of the Raider. Number 6, is that who that was? Wow, what a great play by the Raider defense.
Kane Berditis.
Was that Berditis? Yep, it is number 6. I got a good look at the jersey there. That was a great play. Once again, he stuck with the quarterback almost like a spy, and when the quarterback took off, Berditis was right there waiting on him and got him for about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
His snap, it's low. He picks it up. He's looking towards the end zone. He overthrew it. That's going to be intercepted by Good Hope down the sideline. Oh, he makes a man miss. 50, 40, 30. Nobody's going to catch him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Raiders.
That is a Colin Phillips 100-yard touchdown interception return. What a run by Phillips after the play. He outran almost everybody. There was 2 Fultondale players that had him in sight, and he made a wonderful move to cut to the inside and caught them flat-footed and was off to the end zone. A 100-yard interception return for the Raiders. Colin Phillips. Wow.
That's the second time in 2 weeks we've had a JV DB come up with a big interception. Here's a snap. Kick is up. Chase Pruitt once again automatic from this range. That's a good field goal. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Welcome back to the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Your score here, 52-0. A little over 8 minutes on a running hot clock as they have ran the clock. The second quarter took so long, I think they decided, hey, let's just get this one over with. It's already, which I think there is a rule. If it's a 40-point game at halftime, you do go ahead and run the clock.
Yeah, and the Raiders have just celebrated their second defensive touchdown of the evening. They had a fumble recovery for a touchdown earlier
of the year.
And they had an interception return, and as he said, that was the third for the year. They did have an interception return against West Point last week.
Number 50 out there to kick off for the Good Up Raiders. That's Titus Montgomery.
Yeah, Mr. Montgomery getting his opportunity to play also, giving Pruitt probably the rest of the night off.
Actually, he was out. Chase Pruitt was out there on the kickoff team.
Oh, I apologize. I did not see that.
Yeah, I seen him run over there on the sideline.
Once again, you can't miss him with the bright orange shoes.
Nope.
Bright orange cleats, I mean. Once again, Fultondale, nothing to hang their head on. They just so many, and all of their mistakes appear to be pretty correctable, to be honest. They've just laid the ball on the ground 7 or 8 times tonight. They haven't lost them all, but the snaps, to the quarterback have just been.
We apologize for the guys, people listening at home. That was actually number 26, Camden Collins, with an interception for a touchdown.
Okay, it was Camden. Okay, it was 26.
That's his second touchdown, or that's his second interception. This is the first one he's brought back for a pick 6.
Well, whoever it was, hey, I'm sure his father will give me some grief on that. But man, what a return! Showed a lot. Like I said, he caught that ball about 2 yards in the end zone, brought it out, and was streaking down the sideline. He was going to be brought down, and at the last second, he cut it back towards the middle
And nobody touched him.
And he was gone from there.
He actually had a wall of Good Hope players behind him to make sure nobody was going to get to him. But on first down, George Lewis took a rush up the middle, brought a tackle by number 25. That's Sean Jones for Good Hope. But here's a snap again, hand back off to him. Oh, we had him in the backfield, but he's going to break loose.
And once again, there's the athleticism that we've been talking about. A good run by number 3, Lewis.
That's going to be good for our Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down for Fultondale. They're going to set shop right here. I'm thinking about the 20. I'm going to say the 27-yard line. We've got an official timeout there.
Call it the 30.
Yeah, we'll call it the 30. Yeah. I've seen them walking up forward, but they brought it back. It's actually the 31. But your score here, 52-0, and that is a official timeout. So, yes, the clock will stop with 5 minutes and 47 seconds left. Once again, your score here, 52-0. Your Good Hope Raiders over the Fultondale Wildcats.
Yeah, so once again, I'm going to go back to that interception return for a touchdown now that we have the correct number. I'll apologize to Jason and Letitia Collins for not getting the correct name there. I thought it was Colin Phillips, but I was wrong. It was Mr. Collins, number 26 instead of 28.
And once again, we may be even wrong about that one, but I'm pretty sure it was number 26.
I'm sure I'll get a message tomorrow sometime when they go back and listen to this broadcast. What are you doing? So, Fultondale 1st and 10 from the Good Hope 30-yard line.
Number 9, Caleb Parker back for the snap. Here's George Lewis again. Makes a couple Raiders miss. He's going to bulldoze through another one.
And once again, we had him in the backfield, and he just broke through the tackle.
He bulldozed one of our Raiders.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was, but
I think it was number 15, little Colton Martin, coming up from a safety position, going to break down and make tackle, and he just lowered his head, ran straight through him. But that's going to be another Josh Phillips at Maven Morgan's first down, as it is 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Here's a snap to George Lewis again up the middle, following his blockers, but a tackle made here at the 6-yard line.
All right, I'm sure this is where Coach Scott, he really bears down on his defense. He understands this is a 52-0 game, but he also wants this defense, as young as they are. He's got, like I said, the JV and the freshman out there. He's challenging them right now. Okay, they've driven it down the field. Let's see how bad you want to keep them out of the end zone.
I've seen Coach McCullough coming up saying, hey, let's take their legs out from under them, so expect the D-line to cut here. Here's a snap. Yep, D-line cuts, handoff to George. And looky there, worked out perfection for Good Hope.
Yeah, good defense there. Good attacking on the inside by the interior of the defensive line.
That is Tatum Wilson, number 58 for the Good Hope Raiders with the tackle. That was a really good stop there. It's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 5.
Once again, let's see if we run a little bit of a spy on number 3, Lewis, because it looks like they're going to try to ride him into the end zone.
Parker with the snap. Over his head. He's going to run around. He's breaking a couple tackles, but he's not going to get much further than that.
And once again, the inevitable rears his head for Fultondale. Another fumbled snap.
You want to know who's out there playing with the JV? Got that tackle?
I didn't see who it was.
Kane Anderson.
16 on the field?
Yep.
I see him now.
Tackle.
I see him now.
Coach Scott said, listen, you can score on everybody else, but you ain't scoring on Kane Anderson.
And let's give Kane some credit. Somebody might say, well, why is Kane out there? Well, we got to remember, this is the first time Kane's played with the Raiders in over 2 years. So
here's a snap. Toss out to George. Oh, and he's swallowed up.
There is some pursuit going on. The Raiders were ready for that play.
Number 25, Sean Jones, back there to make a tackle
Yeah, they snapped it directly to Lewis that time, and he just took off around on a speed sweep around the left end, and Good Hope was there, dropped him for another loss. It is now 4th and goal from about the 14.
If we can get off the field here, that'll be back-to-back weeks of a big goal line stop to keep a team out of the end zone.
And we'll probably ingest in the game also. We're about under 2.5 to play. Once again, the clock is running. We are running a hot clock, so the clock will not stop unless there is a timeout or an injury. So gut check time. Once again, just one down. The defense needs to hold. 4th and goal from the 14. And Fultondale looks like they want to talk about it.
These referees beside us already had their backpacks on. They were ready to go home.
Well, that gives us a chance to talk again about next week. This one's pretty much in the books. It's just a matter of do we keep them scoreless or not. Once again, next week we will welcome the Haleville Lions into James Shable Stadium. Once again, I invite everyone to come out to see the new upgrades and the new enhancements. Once again, not advertising here on 95.5, but some of the people that have really put a lot of effort into upgrading the game day experience there. We've talked about their son tonight, Kanan Burgess. The Burgess family put a lot of work into upgrading at the stadium and their company. So we really appreciate them, and I know the Good Hope High School appreciates the Burgess family for all they've done. Some of the other companies that came through, and man, it's just an experience at James Shable now. If you haven't been in a couple of years, it will look like you're at a small college now. It's crazy how in-depth the experience is.
Once again, your score here, 52-0. The hot clock has started again for your Good Hope Raiders. They are winning 52-0 over the Fultondale Wildcats. But here's a snap. Pass out to George. And we're going to stop him short. Oh, ball come loose at the end of the play.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Either way, it's
he
on
didn't
ball.
make it. But, man, give that young man some credit. He took a swing pass out of the backfield at full speed and outran a couple of our Raider defenders and then broke about 3 different tackles, got it all the way down to about the 2-yard line where he was stopped short. So the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 from their own 2. They'll probably snap it one time where we do have 1:44 remaining. The clock has stopped. We do have an injury.
The starters are on the field. This is going to be victory formation. We're going to need the ball out. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah, there is an injury. I believe that's Lewis that's down.
George Lewis. He looked like he got tangled up right there at the end of the play, but he's up.
Luckily and thankfully, he is back up, and he's got to go to the sideline. He was trying to go back out on the field, and the coaches said, no, you got to sit out. Looks like hopefully it's just a hamstring. He's bending over now with his wrist, so I hope that's nothing serious. Good athlete. He will be a force to be reckoned with the next couple of years here at Fultondale, as a lot of these young men at Fultondale will be. But the Raiders do take a knee. And with about a buck and a half left in the game and the game clock, we're going to have to probably snap it 2 more times. Once again, 2nd down and 11 now from about the 2. As they did snap it from the 3 last time, so it looks like we just kind of fell forward a little bit once we got the snap. They're going to drain the clock all the way down to as little time as possible. Well, I say that, and they go ahead and take the snap. That'll bring up 3rd down. Yeah, a little pushing and shoving going on. Looks like Fultondale's taking a timeout. I'm not sure about this, why they would take a timeout here. But they have stopped the clock. And I'm hoping they're telling their kids, hey, this thing is, let's just stand there and let them take a knee. it happens in a game like this when you got a bunch of young kids. They sometimes might let their emotions get a little bit to the best of them. Good job by their coaches to go out there. 5 coaches went out there and were talking to the team in their huddle.
Coach Galt was not too happy with that timeout call.
Well, the problem with that timeout call is now you're going to have to snap the ball twice.
Yeah,
including 4th down. So that's why Coach Scott can't be having. That's why I was like, I don't know about that timeout.
I see our guys running over to the sideline.
Okay, well, what happened was they started the clock and then started the play clock, so they're not going to force us to snap it again. So, Tony, let's get out of here.
Yeah, 52-0. Your Good Hope Raiders. As the clock is still winding down, by the way, so the game's not officially over, but it's over. As we're reaching triple zeros here. Tyson, really not much to talk about in the game. Pretty much a blowout. 42 points in the first half. And they hot clocked the second half, so it was pretty much over before we could blink. I mean, it felt like it went by pretty quick. Once again, next week we will host the Haleyville Lions. I suggest everybody to be out there, but if you can't, listen to my beautiful voice on the Cullman's Live 95.5 app or on Facebook or YouTube. Actually, I think it's YouTube.
YouTube now, that's right.
YouTube now. You can listen to me on YouTube.
Well, here's the way, once again, the coaching staff cannot be happy. I know that's silly to say under the circumstances when you just won a game 52-0. But the way the first half played out, it was an extremely sloppy first half.
Well, if you realize that the offense, the first string offensive line played all the second half to clean up those penalties. So, and if you see it, Good Hope's actually running straight to the locker room. Coach is telling them to get out of here.
Yeah, and once again, I commend the coaches on both teams. It looks like they said, all right, let's get everything settled down. And who is that limping coming off the field?
That's Ross Clark.
Ross Clark is limping. We'll have to check on that to see what's going on there. But you had such an ugly first half. The second quarter lasted forever simply because we couldn't go play without getting a penalty.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty embarrassing as a Good Hope fan to watch that. But once again, props to the Raiders for cleaning that up in the second half, letting the offensive line play out there, and pretty much I can't even think of the word right now. Punishment. There we go. Punishment for saying, hey, listen, your other guys ain't playing right now, but you're going to go out there and play some more. I don't care if you're tired or not. You're going to go out there and fix what's happening, and I hope they get that underway as Haleyville, we did talk about Haleyville losing to West Point week 1, but they could fix their offense easily in the coming weeks since that game, and they might come into James Shavel and give us a game.
You cannot go into another region game.
Listen, I'm going to say
with 20 penalties.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, and I hate to interrupt you, but region games matter. And we could lose to West Point, Addison, and Fairview, but as long as we win these region games, that's all that's going to matter when it comes to playoff time.
That's exactly right.
So these region games are very, very important, and we need these games. So we gotta clean up the penalties. The offense looked good tonight. Defense looked great. Once again, a very, very young Fultondale team. If you're a Fultondale fan, don't give up on these kids. They're going to be good in the next coming years. They got some athletes out there.
Well, and once again, if you want to look at it from the Fultondale point of view, just so many mental errors. And once again, it comes from them being so young and inexperienced. I'm not sure, once again, how many quote-unquote fumbles they had, but it was probably the better part of 10.
Yeah.
And they lost probably 3 of them, 2 of them, or 1 of them for a touchdown for the Raiders. Yep. So, it's utterly amazing that this team is so young and so athletic. As you said, 2 years from now,
This team will be a
Fultondale's going to be a good football team.
Yes, as long as they stay together and, everybody stays with them. But before we get out of here, Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, our main sponsor, Cleaning and More Cullman, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorney, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. And our player of the week, who do you want to give it to? I say Carter Rutherford, 3 touchdowns, one defensive 2.
You know what? If you don't mind, I want to step out on and go a little outside the box. Rutherford had a great game. He had a pick 6 and a couple of deep touchdown passes, but I'd like to see a little love going to Mr. Automatic now, Mr. Chase Pruitt.
Absolutely. And you know what? I 100% agree with you. We're going to give our player of the game to number 98, Chase Pruitt, the young kicker for the Good Hope Raiders. But once again, we thank everybody for listening. If you didn't get to make it out, we are glad you listened to us on YouTube and on the radio and on the app. Once again, thank you. Me and Tyson really appreciate you. Come out next week. If you can't, listen to my beautiful voice on YouTube and on your app, Live 95.5 app on your phone. But once again, we are out of here. We thank y'all so much. This is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. We out.